you're smoking right now. It don't have to be your favorite strain of all time. Just favorite one you're smoking right now. Favorite way you like to consume that strain. And we're going to start with Aston Mac. And then we're going to go to Endless Cemetery. And then we're going to go to No True Leftist. Then Overlord Clyde. And then I'll wrap up and give you guys little details about me. Aston?
Yo, so real quick, I'm Aston Mac from Aston Mac TV. We basically do a stream about praxis, about really getting out in your community and the things that you can do to help. Jason, real quick, I have to say something that's going on in my chat right now. Apparently, you're adorable.
Oh,
Several people in my chat think that you are very very cute in a very rocker mosh pit kind of way. I think that you should take that as a compliment.
I very much do. I appreciate that. That's fucking awesome.
So
Tell your chat I appreciate it.
what's really cool is my community, a guy named Globus the Elder,
Hey,
actually
shout out
made
to
this
Globus.
piece.
Globus made that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's dope. That is
So we're
so
gonna be
dope.
doing the Stonercast from this.
Nice.
And
Hell
if you
yeah.
guys, shameless plug, but if you guys ever wanted to join up on the Discord, we have an art section where we have a lot of artists post their stuff. Obviously, if you ever wanted to buy a piece, feel free. This was I saw him make, and I'm like, I had to have
Hell yeah. I love it. That's fucking
That's
dope.
awesome.
So that's what you're going to be smoking off of today. I
it.
love it.
Yes, sir.
What you smoking in that thing today?
Just some GSE.
Oh, you can never go wrong with Girl Scout cookies. It's always just
Yeah,
solidly
Yeah.
good.
yeah.
Solid choice. Solid choice.
Oh, I want to give a shout out real quick. We usually don't get follows right away when Stonercast starts, but the Pyro Tyrant, who I've actually seen on a couple of debate panels and shit. Awesome, cool ass cat. Glad to have you following.
Hell yeah.
And so yeah, GSC and the dope ass pipe made by our friend Globus the Elder. I love it, Aston. That's so dope. I fucking love the piece.
Appreciate it. And just so you know, that apparently they're going buck wild for your smile now. So you can't lose tonight, man. You can't
Winning.
fucking lose.
I'll
Winning.
take the wins where I can get them. Right? They come few and far between. So where I can get them, take them. All right, Endless Cemetery. You've been on before. You know the
I
drill.
have been on before, yes. Thanks for having me back again. I appreciate it. Always a blast whenever I come on here. I'm Endless Cemetery. I'm also a 90s punk slash metalhead slash weeb slash whatever type of nerd, skater. Any flavor of like extreme or like nerd that comes from the deep 90s, I'm right there with you. A lot of my content is I do a lot of news from like a leftist or like socialist or communist or anarchist perspective. I cover a lot of local stuff like Baltimore stuff, like unionization efforts, that sort of thing. Heavy anti-police vibes, abolitionists to my core, gender abolitionists, fucking police abolitionists, just that's just a cornerstone principle of my philosophy and the things I talk about. And other than that, I'm just like one of the best Mortal Kombat 11 players on Earth. I'm one of the best Jax players. No cap.
Shameless.
No cap. And I play Hunt Showdown and just talk about music and get stoned and fucking play video games and talk about how fucked up the status quo is. Yeah, that's
And
me.
that's why we love you, Endless. Truly.
Sometimes I'm known for some other things, but we'll say that's how I choose to present myself.
Rock and roll.
We might get into some
Good
of
to
that
have
other
a
stuff.
radical on. I love radicals.
Yeah, we might get into some of that other stuff later, just because I'm petty. So
He is. He's like a teenager, I swear.
That I definitely really enjoyed making that post about Tegma earlier today because I was so
tag my
excited
wife's
when I came
name out your fucking mouth.
That will live
This
forever.
man is dangerous with cake.
Oh,
He
my
will trigger
goodness.
you with his cake. You wear it.
Y'all is stupid.
Fucking Tegma. Shout out to Tegma TV.
Yo, for real though, Tegma's a real one.
He's one of the
He
good
is-
ones.
he's fucking funny,
No.
man. All right, we'll shoot it down to online. Oh, what are you smoking today? What are you hitting
Oh,
on?
I got this shit called Miami Heat. It's treating me pretty well. Seems all right. But my favorite, I'd have to say my favorite, the first strain, there's 3 strains specifically. The first strain I ever smoked that got me like crazy zooted was back in '07 during the Prohibition days. It was some White Widow that was like, you know, the first time you ever get some like Bud Cup type shit when you're used to smoking like Prohibition mids and like Mexican swag and shit, where you like you're looking at it and you can see yourself in the crystals and the fucking trikes are falling off of it and shit. Yeah, imagine seeing that like fresh out of high school. You know what I mean? You just graduated a month ago. Like, yeah, that had me zooted, and that was the first buds that I ever smoked. Then there was in the scene here in Baltimore, there was a dude I knew that it was the first time I met him, and it was the first time I ever played a show here in Baltimore, in like one of the like punk houses, and he had this shit called Super Silver Haze. That I don't know if
Oh,
anybody.
God,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Super Silver Haze was that shit back in the day, and then
There we go.
just out of all time, I would have to say my favorite strain that I've ever had that's always been like my pacifier strain, my like today sucked, I'm ready to smoke a bowl, go to sleep, and get ready to have at it again tomorrow type bowl is either, and everybody's gonna know this when I say either Blue Dream or Headband. Those are the two that have always gotten me into the next loading screen, so to say.
Headband's fucking great, and I haven't actually. That's one that nobody has said since they've been on Stonercast since I started.
Really, no one's ever
And
said
that's an
Headband.
OG strain. That's like
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
fucking
that's
best.
surprising. Yeah, Headband is classic. That's a classic. That's classic heritage.
Is that indica dominant?
It's a nice hybrid.
Yeah,
It's a pretty
it's
good
a
hybrid.
hybrid. It's an indica heavy hybrid. Yeah.
It just like that one has never hit me like a lot of indicas do. Like there's enough of the other properties in it to where I can enjoy it. Which for me, typically it's all sativa, but Headbound is that exception for me. Like
Yeah.
I'll smoke the fuck out of some Headbound.
Yeah, I'm an Indo fan. I like to be put couch locked on the couch when I.
Hell yeah. Once upon a time when I wasn't a single parent, like that was the thing, and then like it's like now I got shit to do and I don't get
Yeah,
to relax. But I
yeah,
still
that's
need to-
true.
Still need the mental.
What up,
cool
Wither
off,
King?
You know, so
You need to
That's what
be
she
able to
is, sativa.
function. Yeah, I can't get zooted like
but-
that.
But still, every once in a while, man, give me some GDP or some shit, some
Oh my
Blackwater.
God,
That
yeah.
Blackwater shit'll fucking.
I haven't
knock
had some
your
good
ass
perps
the
in a
fuck
minute,
out.
honestly.
Yeah, and that I love that shit. No,
Yeah.
fucking. If I know I got a weekend like away where like my kiddos with their grandma or some shit, oh, I'm fucking smoking some GDP, watching a fucking movie, passing out like 30 minutes into it, and just waking up to the scenery in the background and then going back to sleep.
Hell
And
yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with that. That's good shit. So we're gonna shoot on down to No True Leftist.
How's it going?
Good,
You can
how
hear me all
doing?
right?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, sweet. So I'm no true leftist. My name's actually David. My pronouns are he, him. And on my channel, I mostly talk about transit and urban planning and like power, like nuclear power, climate change, and that kind of stuff. And general leftist politics. And then I actually don't remember what strain I'm smoking right now. I kind of repackaged everything into another container. And I just have been taking dabs out of it. So yeah.
Hell
I
yeah,
actually
hell
I
yeah.
grew up in Relay, which was like the home of the B&O Railroad, like one of the first spots of the B&O Railroad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I'm a big advocate for California High Speed Rail, which is a project that gets a lot of
Ooh.
criticism. I mean, it deserves some criticism, definitely, but it's definitely something that I stand firmly behind and talk about a lot of my stream.
Hell yeah. So you're a dabber then? You like dabbing?
I love dabs.
Recently, I used to mostly just smoke weed. I was doing bong loads for a long time, and then joints, and then now just dabs. I kind of just switch around depending on what's good.
Also, my name is Kevin. My pronouns are he, him. Sorry, I forgot to do
Oh yeah.
that.
If everybody wants to provide their pronouns, it's a new thing. I'm trying to remember to ask people.
Yeah,
because
likewise.
I just want to be cautious about it. So if you have a preference that you prefer, then I will use whatever pronouns you like. That said, we will shoot on down to Overlord, Callie. She's kind of been a resident of the channel lately, anyways.
Hell
and
yeah.
It just seemed fitting to have her come on because she's based
My
as hell and
first
she's a lot of fun.
one.
So, yeah, I love having Callie on. Anyways,
My
so
first
having her on the
one.
Stonercast fucking rocks.
Yeah, and my dad's in the crowd.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out
First
to
of all,
Pops.
First of all, he
Hey,
called
Dad.
out my fucking singing. He said, "You sound like your mom," because he's the singer.
Shout out to
This
Pops,
is-
though.
Yeah, but
This
he
is
said
why I don't let-
Chocolope. Chocolope
Yeah,
is what he's
Chocolope.
hitting right now.
Chocolate.
Chocolate
Yo.
is fucking good. You know, Tegma TV grows Chocolope, and apparently
Really?
it's pretty fucking dank.
Damn. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he likes the indicas. I like the sativas. Because the indicas like ease him out. Because it was something we started 2 years ago, to help offset the chemo, and it took a freaking long time to figure out what the fuck we were doing. Like, because we were making carts because everyone around here wanted like $80 to $100 for a half a G cart, and it's like, are you fucking me right now? Like,
Yeah, that's like $35 in a legal state. No,
Yeah.
no cap.
Yeah.
yeah. And so that's what I was like, okay, I'll show you what we've been doing. And he took that to like the next level. Like, he bought all the syringes, like he has all these kits.
Getting
It
like
went
RSO
from-
and stuff.
Yeah, it went from like me being the expert to him like being what's the guy from
He's got like all the newest shit. He's like, you know,
Walter White. He's like fucking Walter White of weed.
I love how this is like a father-daughter bonding experience,
Hell
like
yeah.
the most wholesome of experiences.
Right.
Like folks at
Truly
home,
wholesome.
if you really want to learn how to reach your kids, teach them how to make carts with you.
Yeah.
Grow
Well, it was
weed
me that
together.
taught him, and then he like perfected it, and so now, and then I was like, I would get the experiments or the ones that were like too heavy on sativa, but now that we have dispensaries, we don't have to do that anymore. We get actual good shit. I think he's like on his last few that he did, because I get them, because the way that we had to do them, we would have to use like nicotine. It takes a village, is what he said. We had to use the nicotine. We'd use the little nicotine cards, and so those cotton coils just
Oh
burn because it's so
Yeah.
thick.
Mhm.
So like it wouldn't even get through. So you're burning it out as you're like trying to get some oil in, and it's just like,
And the ceramic ones are expensive too, because I tried to make those with just like
Yes.
terps.
and I tried to do dab pens, but one dab pen that I had, it had a coil like deep in it, and every time I would like load it, or I would go to like load more, I would rip the coil out. I ripped like 4 coils out, and I was like, fuck this. And he found one that had like a ceramic bowl, but he didn't like how dabs, like you had to like constantly have to reload and shit. He likes the cards better. So he gave me that one. Well, then I just broke that one. So now, so then I have OG Perp. I'm on my last leg of OG Perp. And mango something for a cart. But while I'm breaking things, last week, as soon as I got the new flower, I broke my pipe. First pipe. I broke my first pipe.
Rest in peace.
And so I'm like, can I not just dump the broke part out and like still use it? And everybody's like, no, it's just gonna crack and you're gonna be burning glass. I'm like, but can I just please try to use it?
No, don't inhale
Yeah.
glass. It's
Yeah,
so
and so
bad.
now-
I always
so-
tell people.
Now I have baby's first bong, but baby's first bong is a bust too, because I have this weird ass thing right here does nothing and it's supposed to. It's a bitch to clean, and also you see all of the floating around flour. That's because there's nothing to catch it in the bowl. There's no mesh, is what my British person calls it.
No, you get a glass screen. I told you, it looks like a.
Yeah.
It looks like
Oh, a little
jack.
glass
Need to get
jack, yeah.
Yeah, I need to get one. I keep forgetting, but yeah,
They're like 25 cents usually. They're super cheap.
Yeah.
all I've had is problems.
Really difficult to clean pieces like that are better for wax,
It's
because
like
then you can
this.
just soak them in alcohol and you don't have to worry about little bits of flour getting stuck in there.
Yeah.
Well,
This is
I
true.
loved,
This is true.
I love the
Especially with
angle.
inline perks.
I love inlines.
I
I'm really
love
into
recycles.
I
or
like
splits into
recyclers.
a million
I was
holes.
gonna say I love recyclers, but
Recycle.
inlines are really cool.
Yeah, I had a cool Zong recycler. It was like, or not a recycler.
Okay.
Inline.
Okay.
It was like this. It was shaped where it was wide like this, and it looked like a little.
It's dirty as
cylinder,
fuck,
just
but-
short, and then like it had like a zigzag pattern that went up for the neck of it.
Yeah.
That shit hit so fucking good, but I had to clean it out all the time because that inline would get so much shit in it, you know. So
See-
I had to like constantly clean it.
And I even asked the guy, because I was like, oh, I can do dabs with this too. And he's like, yeah, you just have to change the things. Because I liked it not being like a regular bonk, so it's not burning. I burn my eyes so fucking much, like, I just hated it so much. So when he was like, this is tilted, so it's not gonna like hit you in the face, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds great. And then now I'm like, this is gonna be a bitch to clean.
Won't be a bitch if you have a gel subscription like I do.
Oh, you plugged that last time, I remember. Let's go, Aston. Do it. Do the thing.
Yo, they call me the commercial man, okay?
No. All I saw
always
down
plugging.
there was fire. That's what I was saying all about. All I saw
I
was
guess there was
fire.
more wax in there than I thought.
So, funny story. The
down
past
over
2
there.
nights, people have gotten me to do nose dabs by gifting 10 subs.
Fuck is a nose,
Nose
dab?
dab.
Oh my god.
What
I
the
was doing
fuck?
That would
nose dabs
hurt.
I
and
think it's what it's.
I was doing them in January when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. Yeah.
Is that like a hot rail?
I did that
It
with my.
feels like
Yo,
it.
thank
Let
you
me
for the
tell
stars.
something, that shit went straight to my brain. I ended my
Ooh.
fucking stream after 4 hours and 19 minutes. Didn't even make it to 420.
I did that with
usually
my
stream
vape
for
pen
9
once.
hours. That tells you how bad that shit fucked me up.
I did it with my vape
Jesus.
pen once. It burned so bad because I was like, I wonder if I have like enough like to do it, and I did it, and then I was just like, is my nose bleeding? Oh my god.
So for the audience at home that might be a little, I don't know, less drug inclined as everyone here, a hot rail is when you take methamphetamine that has a very, very low evaporation temperature, warm up a small crystal tube, and then you snort it, and it turns into gas as it goes up. There you go. I
That was
taught
the
you
knife
something today.
thing.
Thank you.
No, that's exactly how it's done. Nailed it.
Thank you, Dr. Nye.
I mean, I live in fucking Arizona. We were, during my high school days, we were the meth capital of the United States. And let me tell
God.
you, any way that there was to do meth, people were doing meth. It was all over the
Yeah,
fucking
we
Yeah.
sold that shit.
We
Wait, has the statute of limitations run up?
we should we should
bought
we
our
should
weed.
totally we should totally special guest my dad into this just because he was a cop for 11 years. So like he has the craziest fucking drug stories on the planet.
Wow.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, yes,
He's
like
a cop.
not anymore. No, he's retired. He is
Okay.
permanent and total disabled, but he's been
Well, he's smoking weed. You gotta remember,
see-
he's making cartridges with
He's
his kid
smoking-
now, you know?
he's
The
making
moment-
Change.
The moment you said cop, and Liz's eyebrows went up,
everybody
and
was
they
like-
have not come back down. They have not come back down
Everybody's
since.
like, he's the police and he's in chat. What? No.
Like, and Liz went from like here to like up here, and they
I
just
bet
have
he-
not.
All
I
right,
bet he's
Stonercast has been canceled.
screeching. He is screeching right now. Oh my
You
god.
on TBD.
I bet he is on the fucking floor. No, so like
All right, y'all. It was good talking to you. I'm out.
he's the one that I text. He's the one that I text about shit. I'm like, yo, what do you do? And he's like, well, if you get a little bit of your cart left and you don't like have any, like, you can't get it to like puff, just like put on a knife and heat the knife up. And I'm like, are we like doing crack?
Knife
Like what's
hits.
happening? Yeah. I'm like, he's the one teaching me all this crackhead shit. That's why I said you need to bring him on because he does the most crackhead shit ever with weed, like, and he's seen the shit. That's why I was just like,
So I'll give you guys a story too. Like to add on to what Kelly's saying, my sensei, the person who I studied under for fucking 20 years, he was a cop while I studied under him. He is now an ex-cop, the black guy from Jamaica, Queens, New York. Fucking dopest dude I've ever met. One of my best friends for life. Like, we're like fucking family. I practically live at his house. But, funny thing, the guy went from being a cop to making fucking fucking moon rocks in his kitchen. And he makes moon rocks. Like, he fucking makes
Nice.
the dankest ass fucking moon rocks. I go over there and fucking, like, we'll pick some up off of him, like, trade out some of my concentrate or whatever, and be like, hey, give me some of your fucking homemade shit. And he will make the dankest ass shit. And I'm like, I never would have thought. Because he was like, I remember telling him, like, I smoked weed when he was a cop. And he was like, yeah, probably not good, but I don't hate you for it. You know, like, he wasn't mad at me about it, really. You know, didn't fuck with me about it. But I was honest with him, you know. And then, like, yeah, one day he's like, hey, brother. Hey, he always calls me little brother. He's like, hey, little brother. He's like, you got to come over to my house. I want to show you something. And I'm like, well, what's up? And he's like, well, let's just say I started Snoop Dogging. And I was like,
Sorry if a fucking cop
I
said that
started
to me.
Snoop Dogging. What a
I
cop
was
way
like,
to say
Snoop
that
Dogging?
shit.
What do you mean? Like,
What a
are
cop
you like
thing to
Crip
say.
walking now? Did you join the Crips or like what's going on here, dude? Like, what do you mean you're Snoop Dogging? Because like the last thing I ever thought was he's gonna be like, I smoke weed, you know?
yes.
He's like, no, just come over. I go over and he
JJ.
pulls out this fucking baking sheet full of nothing but fucking moon rocks, and he's like, take your pick. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you a part of? He's like, bro,
Yeah.
the police department fucked me over. I got a huge ass settlement.
Damn.
They fucking paid me out big.
That's
He's
why
like,
he left.
fuck the
Hell
cops.
yeah.
He's like, fuck the police. He's like, dude, that's why, because he used to teach us how to break all the police holes when I was studying under him. He knew all the police holes, and he'd teach us how to break those holes. Fuck these guys. You need to know how to defend yourself. Cops are shit,
Based.
too.
Based.
But yeah, he's like, fuck those guys. I started just fucking like making my own moon rocks. Me and my son fucking even make our own concentrates and rosin and shit. I'm like,
I had to teach my dad how to
fucking
make
go,
moon rocks.
dude.
Oh yeah, rosin is lit too. The
So, yeah,
the dude
like-
that I grew
I'm
up
so
next
glad
to-
that ended with moon rocks and not something else, because when he said Snoop Dogging, it could have been anything.
Yeah, that could have.
Like,
he
What
could've
does
been
Snoop Dogg
pimpin'.
into
could've
now?
been-
Like what? Oh.
Like, he could have been it could have been like pimping, or it could have been like visiting Martha Stewart, and anything in between.
He started his own
Anything in between.
pimpering.
He's in the stonks.
No, my favorite interview of Snoop Dogg, which, by the way, if you haven't sat down and watched interviews of Snoop Dogg, I highly recommend it. Fucking incredible, right? He's an insane human being, right? And he's sitting there, and they're asking him, so between the years of 2000 to 2005, you said you were pimping. What did that mean to you, Snoop Dogg? Like in like regular white voice. And Snoop Dogg looks at the camera and says, dead ass, with mad disrespect to my wife, I went on a pimping spree. Tells a story.
Damn.
I mean, at least he's not
I
lying.
mean,
At least
point
he's
blank.
straight up.
Point
Like,
blank.
what do you do? Like, what do you do if you're the interviewer in that situation? Like, how do you just like move forward with the interview after somebody drops that?
You're like, well, oh, fuck, I fucked it up. No, I fucked it up.
I grew up next to my next door neighbors in my childhood home. That dude was they're like really cool. They're like suburban liberals, you know what I mean? But the dude was a Baltimore Police Department police officer for like mad years, and he taught me all of what I would eventually pervert to be the radical shit that I did or no. Like taught me how to shoot, taught me how to build a computer. I used to go over his house and play Wolfenstein and shit. And like he's actually pretty cool. He retired when I was like 14 years old, like mad long ago. But I wanted to talk to him just because I'm doing like kind of like this like I don't really have like a general like line or like a vibe for it yet, but I'm trying to do this like documentary, I guess, on like working class Baltimore. So I'm just like getting a bunch of interviews and kind of relating that to the area where I grew up. And
How
like
it's changed now.
yeah, and like the state's history with slavery and like yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
No, and that's why I always try to get his opinion on stuff because like the shit that the shit that they got away with back in the day was crazy
Yeah.
in a good and a bad way, but like the stuff that they did, like whenever he would pull over kids, he would be like, just put him behind your car, just put him behind the back tire and drive off and you're good. And then he would just throw them in the back and they would take them home. Like, it's shit like that. And so, like, those are the stories that I was trying to get out, but he's, like, disappeared.
Oh
Wait
yeah.
a minute. Are you trying to tell me that when police officers confiscate drugs, they take them home?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Sometimes.
there was just this dude.
Sometimes.
I forget
Yes.
his name,
Glossed right over that.
but he just
A
spent
lot of
like
beer.
a
Yes.
couple months ago. He spent like 7 hours snitching on the gun trace task force people because back in the gun trace task force people because back in like the 90s they were selling heroin out of like the squad cars and shit.
Oh, they weren't selling. These weren't selling. There's that. Yeah, there's that.
Once
But
upon a time, somebody who was me in another life got busted for about 4 pounds of weed, and for some reason, when I went to court, there was only 2 pounds of weed that I was being charged for. I have no idea what happened to the other 2 pounds.
yeah,
But somehow,
that happen to a
like,
few
the
people.
shit dehydrated quite a bit to the point where, it went from 4
Yeah.
to 2.
I just got beat for $500 in all of the allegedly illegal items we might have had on us the first time I encountered police when I was 18. They're like, all right, you're going to get citations in the mail. And then we just realized that they just stolen all the cash out of our wallets and took all the drugs and dipped.
They do
This
it.
one
There's no
time-
question it happens.
this one time I used to be from West Virginia,
The place that time forgot.
or was it North Carolina? Was I from? Was I
My
from
singer
West
used to live
Virginia
out
or
there.
North Carolina.
You'd
Anyways,
know if it was West Virginia.
I was from one of those places, but obviously I didn't do a good job of remembering. But that wasn't why I got the Misty. The Misty was for fucking. My friend wanted. This is freshman year. My friend wanted tequila for Cinco de Mayo, and me, I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm the only one with the fake. I'll do it, and I did it, and got freaking caught by a sting operation because the officer was wearing like a little flannel, and that bitch got mad at me because she didn't get her tequila, and I was like, bitch, I just got. I didn't get arrested, like handcuffed arrested. I got technically arrested, so now I have to call my dad, which was like the scariest thing. So I called my ex at the time first. Sorry, Dad. Are you supposed to call? Like, I don't. When I called him, he's like, I'm the first person you're supposed to call. I'm like, of all the people that are gonna beat my ass for this, it's gonna be you. But anyways, I don't know where that went. That never happened because can't find that
True,
shit
JJ.
anywhere. I never had a fake ID or any kind of
Funny how
Misty.
shit just like disappears like that.
Just- Just
sometimes
went
shit
away.
Yo,
You were like, your
Yo,
dad.
if we're
You're like,
telling
my dad's a
stories-
cop. I gotta have a fake ID.
if we're telling stories of cops fucking with us, so I grew up in a little town called DeLand, right? If you guys know Florida, it's like the middle of fucking nowhere, right? Like we're a podunk city right by Daytona. You probably know Daytona Beach because of NASCAR, right?
Mhm.
So we are let me tell you, I'm sorry, I'm doing this because my cat's trying to eat my headphones.
That's what I'm like trying to figure out. Is that a cat or like some kind of fucked up bong that you're like setting up?
No, this is just a kitty.
Bong with a tail.
It's in our kitty.
Cat bong. Can you smoke weed
fuck,
from your
okay.
cat?
We're
Let's
good.
see if that
We're
can
good.
be a thing.
If you're
Dude,
very
no.
Anyway,
careful.
so
I'll
out
murder
in
you.
this place, huh?
I said I will murder you. Do not put weed anywhere near your cat or your dogs. Public
I
PSA.
just want to smoke weed from my cat. Like maybe stick
Yeah.
it in its butt and then like
No.
inhale it out of its mouth. You know.
Do you think
like,
I could get my
No.
fish high?
Those high
Yes.
pets
Yes,
at the
I do.
emergency room suck so bad because their fucking owners lie. They will never tell you, and they'll be like, "Did they get into something?" And like, "No," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm gonna have to run thousands of dollars of blood work if you don't tell me." Like, what am I gonna do? Call the cops? Make things worse? Like, but you have a high animal, and the owners won't pay for the drug test, and you can't be like, yo, I know I can smell the weed on you right now. I know that your dog probably ate it. But while the dog's like freaking the fuck out and we can't reverse it, I'm just like. So, anyways, that's my spiel. Don't give
I
your
just
fucking
remember-
pets drugs.
I just remember my friend's dog like getting into my room and eating like about half of a QP one time.
Oh my god.
And we actually called the vet, and they're like, "Well, we can put it on IVs, but there's nothing else we can really do for it
Yeah.
besides hydrate it."
You just
Yeah.
gonna
Might
have
as
to
well
wait
keep
it
at
out.
home and save the money, but just watch the dog and make sure it doesn't have seizures or anything
Yeah.
like that. You know, and
My
'Cause
brother's
that's-
dog got
Alright.
into my backpack and took one of my edibles that was too strong for me and my friends.
Oh,
and
God.
luckily it was a big dog. It's like a 120-pound German Shepherd, so it was like okay for the most part. But yeah, it was basically asleep for 2 days.
Yeah. And that's like, they're not going to die, but like, you
not
can't
gonna be a good time.
you can't explain to animals they're on drugs the way that you can explain to people. So like that's the thing is
Yeah,
you think it's funny that they're stumbling around, but literally the dog that we had was like smacking its face on the sides of the kennel to where we had to like strap it down. I've had a
Yeah.
meth dog. It's been three times. This dog
You've
is
had
like
meth
addicted to meth.
animals? Oh,
This dog is
fuck,
addicted
that's
to meth.
fucked up.
Same
Wait,
dog.
wait.
Could you
Wait,
imagine
wait.
a pit bull hooked on meth? That's a scary
scary.
fucking prospect.
I
This
can't-
was-
fucking
this was-
scared out of
This
my
was a little
spit, dude.
pity. This
You know
this
what-
was a little
Oh,
pity.
no.
You know what sounds You know what sounds worse than a dog on meth? Like honestly, a fucking cat on meth. Could you imagine something just like
Like a
spinning
savannah
around
cat,
your
like a savannah
Yeah.
cat on meth.
yeah? Fuck that. Fuck
Which-
that, bro.
Ocelot on meth.
Case of cats getting into meth?
Which
I can
Uh,
see
there's
a dog-
one.
A dog
Oh, there's
I can see
cases.
getting into anything, but a cat?
oh,
That's
cats eat
wild.
everything.
Really?
Cats eat everything.
No, my cat does not. My cat's persnickety as fuck. Literally,
Uh,
if I feed my cat the wrong food, he'll just look at me, protest, and then wait until I fall asleep and just keep me up all night until I go get him the right food. I'm
Well-
dead fucking serious.
Did you see that J Slat's cat ate a fucking magnet? Because I
Cats-
thought that too. I was like, cats won't eat like my cat's not gonna do some dumb shit. And then I read that Jay Schlatt, his cat ate a fucking magnet, and I was like, God damn it. I don't need to worry about this with my dogs. Because my dogs eat fucking scissors. My Catahoula is an idiot. He's got into my meds before. So that's how I know, like, he has ADHD or something. Because when he got into my Adderall, he literally was just standing outside going,
So I gotta ask a burning question because we got on this because we're talking about the methed out dog, right?
yes,
Like,
yes.
how much meth is just hanging out around the house that this
So-
dog just keeps getting the meth?
So this particular case, and I can talk about this because there's no HIPAA for
Pets.
animals. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Pit
this
pets.
particular case, the
Fuck.
it was the grandparents of the dog. Their son was living with them, and after this third time is when they were like, he's getting kicked out because apparently
What's
3
up, Kath?
times is the amount of times that your dog has to eat meth for you to kick your son out for having meth.
It's more than
Only
one.
3 though.
Yeah.
That's
It's
it.
more
Yeah.
than one.
It's a 3
Yeah.
strike law in that state.
I had to kick out my
I'm glad they
dog, he
enforced
just
that, you
Couldn't
know?
kick his meth habit.
And the thing is just like this, it wasn't too bad. Like the only thing that we had to worry about was like high heartbeat, but the dog would not shut up. Like it was just rolling. Like homie was just going. But he did like banjo music. I started playing banjo music, and that's when he was quiet. I don't know why or how.
You know what always shocks me is like you hear about these people in these like obviously this guy's in a bad situation. He's living with his grandparents or whatever. He's doing whatever he's got to do. But
Yeah.
like, why are you not at like the top of the fucking hill with the persuasive skills necessary to convince somebody after the dog gets high off meth the second time? Like, what
Oh.
kind of fucking speech did you have to give to go like, listen, I know it's the second time the dog's eaten meth, but
Yeah.
it'll never happen again. Like, what the fuck?
The thing is this was his parents. So you doing meth in your own parents' house? That's what I was like, and they're not beating your ass. like
The wild story.
weed, yeah, you can do like acid stuff, but you're doing meth in your parents' house and you're getting their dog. Because those were like 5K bills because we had to do so much lab work.
Damn, 5 bands each time for the dog because the dog ate the
Yeah.
meth.
Yeah,
Jesus
because
Christ.
That's why they have meth lying around the house. They just have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this all adds up. Checks
That's
out.
why we were just like, they're like, oh, it's our son. We were kicking him out. And we're like, okay, can you do it like now, soon?
Right. So Endless, Jason, I saw you guys both being petty on Twitter, and I gotta say, hilarious, amazing.
About what?
Sometimes you just gotta do it. Sometimes you gotta be a little petty. It's fun.
What I don't get is like, before.
Please keep in mind that I don't take many people in Twitch polls seriously at all. I think.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
think it's all a joke and a game, and let's be real. Like everyone's doing it for entertainment on some level.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
very few people that are actually doing praxis. The ones that are the ones that I try to fucking align myself with because I actually
Same.
care about making something happen, as opposed to just fucking yelling at some fucking dumbass redneck because they can't figure out what a swastika looks like. You know, for example.
Right.
Yeah, it is wild out here. You guys have really, because I had only ever seen the debate brosphere kind of like, I'd basically seen like just kind of Vosh, so I assumed there was like a lot more legitimacy in the Twitch poll sphere. And then now that I've seen it, I just like, I can't unsee it. I'm just like, what the fuck am I even looking at
No.
anymore?
My
Yeah,
first
it's not worth
my
it. I
first
really enjoy just chatting
introduction
with cool people.
to the Twitch political sphere wasn't a fun one. So that's what I've been like, okay, I'm gonna stay in my science and video games and whatever the fuck this is, because this is like
Yeah.
a nice mix.
Just
But I'm like, I
chatting.
didn't even do shit.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly
completely
fine if
mistook.
somebody were to just call me a leftist cannabis lifestyle channel. I'd be like, yeah, pretty much, you know, because I still talk about, you know, doing leftist shit. I still talk about politics. I still talk about getting involved locally. But at the same time, I do Stonercast. You know,
I
like
can't-
I
I
talk a
feel
lot
it.
about weed. You know,
On
do
it?
music. You know, do the
I
thing.
feel it. Yeah, I
Honest?
mistook what Twitch poll what I thought it was for what it actually is. But I learned quick.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's
Believe
showboating
me too. Me too.
and bullying more than
Hashtag
anything.
Me Too movement. For
Honestly-
Twitch leftists.
Honestly, I think that the content, like being a cannabis streamer or whatever, I think content plus left handled by a leftist just needs to happen more in general. Because
Yeah.
honestly, like whatever the kayfabe stuff that they're doing, the wrestling shit they're doing in Twitch poll or whatever, like I think it's better that we have
Wrestling?
like, yeah, they're basically, listen, they don identities and it's like they have their all their famous moves. Like it's stupid. It is so transparently stupid.
Who's doing this?
This is like the hippy dippy stuff, like Twitch poll.
So this is them, like, is this for like debates? Like they're getting all.
They just all kind of have
They're-
a shtick.
They're
Yeah, they have a
circle jerking.
shtick.
You know, it's like you can kind of read it after a while, and it's like
All trying to be as toxic as
I
possible.
just want to do the work. You know, like I want
Right.
to do the work. You know, spread the message a little bit and do the work.
And the
That is so
presentation, the
weird.
way that it's presented is has its own problems. But damn, they're going off with the. Sorry if you guys can hear that.
Fireworks, man.
Yeah, fireworks. You know,
Started
America.
last night here. I feel like it's a weird time to be celebrating, but
Yeah.
it's always kind of like that.
Well, it's been like that forever for Black people. But
What is
That's
the
what
4th
I
of July to the
realized
slave?
as soon as I said that. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just thinking from like a few years ago. I should definitely not be in that limited mindset.
But yeah, what I was getting at though is like shows that are like, say you do have a video game show, say that in your video game show you just happen to hit some lefty politics, make some lefty analysis, and keep. I think we need
Yeah.
so more of that content, you know,
For sure.
because honestly, I don't think that this like the weird, you know, arguing thing is like really helping too
It's
much.
not.
So I think, yeah,
Because I mentioned that Friday night before Commandant Son Sol was supposed to come through, that like no matter what happens, all the people in your chat are gonna be like, "Damn, you cracked him," and all the people in their chat are gonna be like, "Damn, you cracked him."
Yes.
Like, that's
In
all
dog
the
pile.
yeah.
The ideologies are already aligned. You're not changing anybody's mind in this space, and that's one of the things I realized real
Yeah.
quick.
I'd rather
People
not do
know
that.
where they're at, and they're gonna fucking align with who they're gonna align with, and that's gonna be it. If they happen to find a new person and they happen to organically align with them, then that'll happen. But it's not gonna happen through those debates.
Right.
Like you're instantly making an enemy as soon as you counter somebody who these people are a fan of, right? So,
Right. Exactly.
and so you don't end up making friends with those people. Like
That,
the
and
easiest way is to make
Yes.
dope ass content.
I was
from
just
a
about to
leftist
say that,
perspective,
like,
and
even
just
if
let them draw in.
yeah, even if what you were interested in is like trying to educate people, then that's so much more effective. Just doing you, talking about your lived experience and how it relates to things like capitalism and like, you know, me living as a black man in Baltimore. A lot of my content's very Baltimore focused. You know what I mean? Like, that's so much more effective, and me getting a particular idea or point across about the status quo as opposed to me just going back and forth so that other fucking React streamers can react to the reactions of someone calling me subhuman in a debate or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
I feel like
Subhuman.
to the current system with the way that the categories are set up versus just having tags that you can use, you have to be just talking about politics, or people will start to get mad if you talk about anything else. Or if you're
Yeah.
just chatting and you start
Yeah.
talking about politics, people demand these certain things of you, where you should be free to just put a few tags in there that you want, things that you're going to talk about,
Facts.
instead of being, you know, pushed into one little corner.
Sorry, I'm listening.
That's
I'm
true.
trying
I
to
agree
look
with that.
for those fireworks. Reminded me. I need to find my dog's trazodone so that he's not freaking the fuck out. Because people are gonna shoot them early today.
Trazodone?
They've been going off. for
Yeah,
the
Give
last,
some to the
Trazodone.
dog and
2
give some to
weeks.
me. Let's go.
yeah. I was about to
drugs.
say,
Don't give your
what
dog
happened to
drugs
not
unless they're
giving your
prescribed.
dog drugs? Yeah.
Sometimes
Here you go,
dog
Scooby.
drugs good.
Enjoy
Hey,
it.
these are
Scooby
sick.
snack.
I will
Sometimes
say,
human
I
drugs
just
good.
can't remember
Sometimes
which
know.
human
way.
Oh,
drugs
yeah.
good.
I will say though, and because I just looked at my chat, every time I interact with goofy people, I get like the goofies. You know what I mean? Like you just get like a wave of just like
Exactly.
the goofies in the chat. Like suddenly it's all like
It's when the
people
hate
trying
raids and
you
shit
or
start.
trolls, and yeah, it's
Oh
weird.
yeah. Yeah, I've never had anybody like really do like weird ass like racist shit in my chat before I had that conversation with Stardust. Nobody's
Yeah.
ever done
Right.
that shit. Like not on the level that they did. And
There
I was like,
um,
whoa. I was seriously like, what the fuck, dude? My chat's always so insulated and there's so few people that like actually talk in there, you know?
there's
I
only
was just like, what the fuck is going on?
the
dude?
only other
Like,
comparable time for me was I have been doing politics streaming for a while, and it was when the January 6th like hearings, I guess, were popping off, and I was just kind of watching them for low effort content, and someone literally posted the link to my stream on like Stormfront or something like that. So all these
Oh,
neo Nazis were like in my chat spamming banana emojis, spamming monkey emojis, like spamming the N word, all this stuff in my in my like YouTube chat. That happened once back in 2020, and the only thing
Sorry.
comparable to the only other things comparable to that have been fucking people spamming like snake emojis and shit on my shit from Dylan's audience, and then now people from Stardust shit coming to call me the R slur, and fucking just all these people.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, they're
People
like
get
proud
really
of that shit.
petty around the politics stuff. Like
Yeah.
they're like, it's like these people are not. They're not like.
They
fans of
literally
these
think the
people, they're
N-word is
fucking
funny.
Cultists.
Like they
I know.
They're legit
that's
fucking cultists. Like they can't separate. Like that. This is just some person on Twitch. Like just saying.
And that's
their piece.
why.
Like,
That's
Yo,
why.
wait, everybody. We're getting into a topic that's a little heated. We need to take a group toke. Group toke, and then we can keep
Group
going. Just
toke.
one group toke. Come on, let's go.
He's
No,
right.
I celebrated.
He's
I've
right.
been looking for these for months, but I haven't gotten high yet.
Before we do the cope stream.
Yeah.
All right.
This one it sucks so bad.
Yeah, because I saw JasonSociety got called the N-word lover, which was that was a little different. Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
expected
I
that
was
to
like,
happen.
and don't get me wrong. I've dated plenty of black women, and I think they're wonderful. You know, and I love my black friends too. But you know, like a little harsh. You know, we don't
Right.
gotta use that
Th-
language.
There's
You could just
something.
say you love black people, and I would have been like, fuck yeah, I love black people. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah, but there's just something weird about when they use the N-word lover. Like that one is just it hits different, bro. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that one
that's-
is you grew up in the South, and you
Right,
have heard that
exactly.
your entire
Yeah.
life.
Well, that was really popular in Arizona when I was younger. Like I heard people say that shit a lot. Because
Damn.
It's-
look, like my brother was Mexican, right? And our best friends were black kids in our neighborhood. So it was like we both fucking called that shit all the
Yeah.
fucking time. And it was just like
My
really?
dad had that same shit too. That's part of what he loved about being a cop was he could literally, because he literally grew up in the hood of our town, and so like everyone that he grew up with knew him. So like on his bus, he'd be able to be like, well, first of all, when he would have new people with him,
That's a
and
little
he'd go up,
robot-y. I don't know
"Oh,
if that's robot-y for
Mr.
y'all.
Macho, he'd be like, I wouldn't do that if he goes, I wouldn't go up like that. He goes, but okay. And he's like, you try that. And they'd walk up and start, and then they'd get like all heated, and my dad would come and he'd be like, hey, and we just find it's like, I fucking told you, don't walk up all Mr. on this. And he goes, you're gonna have a problem. I tried to tell you.
She's so robot-y.
Man, whereas normally I don't fuck with top stories like that. What I do stand about that though is that your dad grew up in the neighborhood that he began to police.
Yeah.
Generally, even though there's like a million things that he couldn't escape because of the institution or whatever, that alone is a really cool fact because you do actually get genuine, much more respect for.
When he was a patrolman, that's what he did. So he did patrol for about 5-6 years, and then he went into detective and did like child abuse cases, stuff like that. But while he was on patrol, yeah, we lived, because my parents are divorced. We lived, and he ran security in the ghetto for a while. But these were all places that like we knew all the people, and like if anybody ever got in trouble, like my dad was who they called, because he also played music around town. And so my dad would talk like a ghetto redneck guy, and he's literally this big tall white dude, because my mom's my Mexican's half, and he's this big tall white dude that can walk into a room and just
You okay there, Jason?
other white people are just like, is he really acting like this? And I'm like, that's what happens when you actually like grow up and you like fucking treat people like people. Like all the people that I grew up with, the people that give me looks, hanging out with them too, and that's the worst part about living in fucking the South.
Yo, did everybody see that? That was Jason's first hit. It was so cute. Oh my
yeah,
god.
it's adorable. It's like getting filled up like a balloon because it just like it.
Hold on, my cat wants out.
Really have to like draw. It pushes the smoke into your mouth.
I want one of
because
those
the
bag
water.
thingies.
You know?
What are you?
I was just gonna ask her before she walked away. What part of the South is she from? Is she from
Arkansas.
Arkansas?
Yeah.
Ooh, Ooh, that's
Yeah,
rough.
she's in the
I'm
deep
from the
south.
I'm
southwest.
from just like the barely
Southern
south.
California.
I'm from
Oh,
I'm
you're in South Cal.
Arizona. I'm in Arizona. In Arizona, I'm telling you, dude, like, there are some things with Arizona. We were one of the last fucking states to abolish slavery. Like,
yeah.
the last. We didn't,
People
we
forget
didn't,
that
we
that
didn't
that's all
let
the
MLK
manifest
Day
destiny
happen.
land,
Yeah.
right?
I'm
Slavery is
from
abolished.
We didn't let MLK Day
What?
happen here. We actually lost the Super Bowl because our fucking state wouldn't recognize Martin Luther King Day as a holiday.
Christ.
Like legit. And we had to fight for that shit to get that to be a holiday.
Yeah.
Like while I was alive. Like this is the fucked
Wow.
up part. We had to do that
Yeah.
shit while I've been on this earth.
Yeah.
That
I just
shouldn't
felt
have
like
been a thing.
that kid meme from, oh fuck, that show, that movie with Jennifer Aniston where he goes, "Y'all are getting paid." Me, Arkansas, slavery is abolished.
Yeah. Juneteenth.
Literally, yeah, people are like, "Oh, it's not that bad down there." I'm like, "No, I'm surprised there's not like lynchings still happening around here the way shit like people talk." Like that whole when Gideon went to Harrison, that whole video, I just wanted to die because I've been going there my entire fucking life. I've been going to that town specifically, and like the way
I
it
mean-
was represented, I was just like,
Wait, Cam, you
oh.
had a torch down there?
I mean, I don't mean to misrepresent because I don't like to generalize whole populations and draw very like large, broad strokes. But like I was saying before, those are the states that came with Manifest Destiny. Those are like the genocidal group, like the ones that did the genociding, laid
Yeah.
roots in all the towns that you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
So
like
True story.
knock-on
in
effects.
in Harrison, like those where they're, his point was like,
I had to
see these
change
people,
my.
they don't talk like that, blah blah blah. No shit, they don't talk like that in front of you.
Yeah, this sounds.
But
bad
in
now.
front of
They
me,
were
who someone
robotic
who's
for a minute.
lighter, yes, they're gonna talk about that. I've heard people who aren't in the KKK who look less racist that have said
what I'm
some
telling-
crazy racist ass shit.
You know
And
how
that's what
many
I was like,
times-
it's dangerous for him to be like, oh, see, this town's normal, because there are some places in that town I wouldn't stop to get gas at. I wouldn't stop.
Oh yeah, we have
slow
sundown
drive,
towns
slow,
here in
yeah.
Maryland. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You know
what.
how many
That's
times I've had to tell people, look, dude, like I know you want to cap and, or stand for like all these white people that are kind of conservative, you know, that don't seem so bad. But I'm the white guy that hears all the fucked up shit that the white people say, and I'm gonna tell
Right.
you, there's a lot of white people that say fucked up shit amongst white people that they won't say amongst other people. That I've had to fucking legit kick people out of my house over. You know,
There's
like-
also
I've-
just basic ass shit because I was just talking to some other cats from the UK about like fascist shit and platforming Nazis coincidentally, and I was talking to them about like the head of Maryland Skinheads here and the head of Keystone United, which used to be Keystone State Skinheads in Pennsylvania, and the Wolves of Inland in Virginia, and like all these groups and stuff that are in the area, you know, like 211 Boot Boys in DC, all these people from these organizations that I know. And like if you YouTube search Jason Tankersley right now, it comes up with the National Geographic documentary on neo-Nazis that features the MMA gym that he runs here in Maryland. That is a recruiting spot for skinheads, like doing MMA training. They're like very obviously roided up and shit. Like,
That's the perfect fucking audience too.
Honestly, that happens a lot here too.
yeah, and it's like you're talking about fucking like groypers, like teenagers, like they're it's like so it's such a bizarre position to have, to be like they lost because Trump didn't get elected and like Richard Spencer doesn't like Nick
Crazier.
Fuentes or whatever like that, when like
well,
they're collaborating
what-
all the time.
Well, that's why this point that I keep getting here made, heard made, which is like somehow the Nazis, the neo-Nazis, are ostracized from society, and I'm like, but they sell Confederate flags at Target.
They meet
though?
at
Yeah.
bars all
Like-
the time. There's
like,
specific
I don't
bars
know-
that
I
they
don't-
meet at.
I
Yes.
don't know where you guys think they like, and it's like having to convince our own people a lot of the times, telling them like I thought the whole point was that we're the side that like can see lived experience and like look for people's lived experiences. And all the people that I know all have lived experiences that tell them that, hey, like these people are just like hanging out around us like all the
Yeah.
fucking time.
Well,
And
even if they're
there's
generally ostracized, they're still organized. They still meet up. They
yes.
still get
absolutely.
together. They have very strong propaganda, and they're basically they go to these gyms and these bars and everything to like
And online.
train for the
There's
booth
a
or
whole-
whatever the fuck, you know.
There's a
Right.
whole FBI, and they just I don't remember if they just declassified it, but there was a fucking FBI thing where they were trying to see if you'd be able to recruit people using World of Warcraft, which I play World of Warcraft. Yes, I'm a nerd.
Probably.
But the
True.
FBI was testing it, and these groups, and there's even like crazy ass racist guilds that like are based off of race. Like I've seen those, but I didn't know how deep it went until the FBI posted like their findings about how easy it is to like get these people that are the loners or looking for friendship or looking for like something to belong to in these places and manipulate them because of their friendship and the power dynamics. And I was just like,
Yeah, it's
I
it,
rolled a
public news that brings out-
Warcraft.
Yep.
public
Anything
news that
pretty
brings out
much.
that they're recruiting people in furry communities and brony communities, and as fucked up as it sounds, it's absolutely fucking true.
It's genius.
It's
Yeah.
like
The
how?
Nazi cat boy is a real thing. It's
Yes.
a real fucking thing.
That's what
It's
the
just like with
wolves of
any
Vinland
cult.
are, the Nazi wolf furry. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and it's like how?
That's
Uh,
with any cult, though. You
Tom-
go after the most vulnerable people, and then you're able to reform them in your image.
Right. And Tom Metzger talks about how you can just pretend to be liberal. So, you know how they talk in euphemisms all the time. They'll say little Timmy instead of just saying the 14 words, or they'll talk about like, you know, the classic like force busing or like immigration or something like that.
Yeah.
More abstract stuff until you eventually get to I want to see nothing but white people when I wake up in the morning and go to sleep at night in this country. You know what I mean? Like
Little Timmy, what the fuck is that?
So-
it's 14 words.
So what happened, and I think that a lot of us forget. This is how capitalism kind of plays a factor into this, because what really
Rebranding.
happened was mass media, right? When we first there was never a period. Matter of fact, the very first famous film in the country was like Birth of a Nation. Like,
Yeah.
think about that.
Which was a
The media.
fucking horrible fucking
It's still in the
movie.
Library
Yeah.
of Congress.
Yeah, which, by the way, that comes from the very first guy to ever receive a history degree in the United States. His whole school of thought actually created the Lost Cause myth.
And it was
Birth
praised
of
by
a
the
Nation.
president at the time, right? I think it was
Yeah.
Woodrow Wilson. Or
Yeah,
some
yeah.
asshole.
Yeah, and this is after we had we had actually abolished the KKK because we declared them a terrorist organization. This movie literally brought them back. But that's not the point. Is that media has always was born in that perspective. So what happens is media has been telling people, as we know, like effects of media, right? They think that girls and boy traditional genders have always existed when they've only existed for like 100 years at best.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the
Hey, I
effect
did
of
wanna- There's
Go
something I always never get a chance to point out about that, but as far as like trans community and stuff like that, they've always in if you look at the oldest like Japanese and Chinese martial arts movies, women were put in the role of men. So there was always like a trans mask thing going on in those movies because women could move more fluidly, they felt like, than men could, make it look better. So they would actually have women in those roles. And then in Shakespearean times, there was very much a trans femme thing going on, and that men played all the women's parts. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly to that point. And what I'm getting at is media has very quickly erased our long-term memory. We have very, very short-term memory. Society does. And that reframing has convinced everybody, let everybody ignore that we're still the racist country. We're still the like slave empire country, all of our institutions. But we forget about these things. Like the regular person on the street can just kind of ignore that sort of thing because they believe that it's not happening because they don't put it in media to be the bad guys. Does that make sense? I know that was a long one.
I have was raising my hand because I have a good comeback for all of this.
All right, slap it. Hit me with it.
So, and it's science, so it's something that even if they are stupid of stupid, they'll get this. There are literally thousands of species of animals that can change their entire sex based on nothing.
Yeah.
Yes, on the fly.
chemicals.
There's fish. There's like hyenas. Female hyenas have pseudopenises. Like they are the males of their species. Like the reason why they have such a low reproduction rate is because they have a very low copulation rate. So they can't figure out how to fuck because the males are all like they're little pussies and they can't figure out how to do two tubes in it together. But then they also have to like give birth through that. So like
it's Dr.
throughout
T-Bag.
nature, throughout nature, it is things are changing constantly. Like clownfish do that shit. There's this other like really aggressive fish. It's red and it turns like blue or something when it turns. But it's all to balance out. So that's like what I always try to use as like my main argument is, it is literally in nature. Like we are behind nature. Okay, so
There's even
shut
reptiles
the
that
fuck
have
up.
like temperature dependent sex determination, like where
Yes.
they are in the
Like
clutch will
crocodiles.
determine
Yep,
what-
Yeah.
yep.
Well, you guys are unfortunately talking about a subject that doesn't get discussed in church, which is science. They don't use the science for the conclusions. They also don't use history because we could also use the historical fact that we have cave paintings of transgenders. There was a Roman emperor that was transgender. Matter of fact, the big historical debate is, did he have bottom surgery? Like these are things.
my
These
God.
people did.
And if he
these pe-
did, how did he survive?
Well, apparently they've been doing stuff like that since like ancient Egypt or something, some version of it. But the point is we have cultures around us that have recognized more than two genders for thousands of years. So but again, you'd have to be invested in like math and science. And when capitalism makes it so that selling textbooks to our kids is profitable and very politically advantageous, your kids end up not learning anything. So they never learn about the history or science of things.
Also, for a lot of the adults that already believe this stuff, they don't have any interest in hearing any facts or evidence or math or history or anything like
Yes.
that. They have their ideological belief and they're sticking with it no matter
Yeah.
what you actually say to them.
And that's
True.
what I've loved. I
think
found
those people just needed to do nose dabs, and they would have been better off.
I was going to say,
yeah.
like, how could we
weed.
smoke them into it? You know?
I found
No doubt. Fastest, straightest route, man.
Like,
I've
where's
never
my
gotten so
duplicate?
high so fast.
but I
Hi,
found that
friends.
like the science side of Twitch has really helped things because when those I feel bad calling them crazy, but like they say some crazy ass shit, okay?
Maddie, I just
Um,
saw Maddie in the background. Sorry. I had to
But
fucking
it's
shout
just
that out.
like I found that people do like there are some people that are willing to have the conversation, so like political Twitch can make it work to where people like will listen and will be more open-minded. It's just like the way that they are doing it right now is
Well,
You just got to pick your
it's
battles.
because the educational bits won't get as many clicks. Well, like, can we just
Yeah.
admit that that's what it's about? This is just about clicks. We get way more clicks. The more outrageous. Like, if I got on this panel and just started saying, like, you know, smoking's for nerds, and don't
Yeah.
you know you're all gonna burn in hell for smoking? Like, I probably would generate far more clicks and views than we would normally get. It's how the site's set up, you know.
Just
Yeah.
hop
So
on the
it's-
mic
And
start
everybody would
screaming.
laugh at you though too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
And
get
that would
money
get you
either way.
clicks. It would be click. You'd get clicks. I'd get clicks. Maybe we're doing it wrong, guys. Maybe with this integrity we have is getting in the way.
I'm just going to point out, and I say it all the time, there's a guy that sings about sandwiches that gets more viewers on a consistent basis than most of the people in Twitch polls.
I
He
mean,
legit
sandwiches
sings
are
about sandwiches.
popular.
I
That
love
sandwich
sandwiches.
dude, and he's fucking amazing, and he does it all out of his closet.
I
Now,
love sandwiches.
yeah,
Yeah,
and you guys should actually check out
exactly.
his stream because it's fucking awesome.
I'll reach
It's-
I
out
mean,
to him so we
sandwiches
can
are a
link.
sure bet for a winner.
Let's
Like,
see
yeah.
if we can link.
there's
By
a
the
guy
way, how you doing,
uh,
new guy?
How you doing?
You mean me?
Yeah.
By the way, this is Dirtbag. We'll give him an
Yeah, I'm good.
opportunity
I'm
to
sorry that
intro.
I'm late, everybody. I'll make it up to you
That's all
by
good.
already being incredibly fucking stoned.
That's
So
all good.
Fuck
I was
yeah.
My
gonna
God,
say.
you're
I was gonna say I gotta read your name as Dr. Teabag because I play Mortal Kombat and I teabag people all the time. So
and
yeah,
I
it's
just gotta say
Doctor
you have the
Doctor
beard
R
of a
T
Norse
bag.
god. You have a beard of a Norse god, my guy.
Oh, thank
Like,
you, thank you. I'm just too lazy to shave, honestly.
pizza
That's
thrash.
exactly
I
the
feel
vibe that the Norse people were going for.
Right.
True.
That's the way to
it.
be.
Taliban.
How you guys
beard.
all doing? How's the vibes? You guys been talking about a lot of shit or what? I thought this was a non-political podcast. What happened over here?
True.
What
You're
kind of
wrong.
My
communist,
The
bad.
what kind
world.
of
I
communist
did
shit is
that.
going on in here?
My bad.
All the good communist shit, you know. I'm here for it.
Anyways, it's nice to meet all of you.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think I
Cheers.
introduced myself. I think I just went on some stupid ass tangent like I always do.
I think you're right. I think we are still in your introduction, technically.
Yeah, wait, what are your pronouns? I don't think you ever said.
My pronoun is one and it's overlord. Just kidding.
Nice.
Ha 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 ha.
Overlord.
I'm Cly or Callie. Cly is how my friend drunk spelled my name once, and I think Jason gave me a new drunk spelling, Kale, or some other weird
Kale.
thing. That happened recently. I didn't think a four-letter word could get more fucked up, but it did. But you can call me Callie, Cly, Your Highness,
Kale.
Kale.
Kale. Adriana calls me Carly.
Carly.
Yeah. I have a million names. Code Miko calls me Chai. It's whatever. It's whoever. I go by yo bitch sometimes. I don't know. It's whatever.
Mm.
I just name dropped.
You name dropping maniac, you.
Yeah. Well, no,
It's a
but they
lot
do.
a lot of names to remember.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a identity disorder apparently,
Solid core is tight.
or I'm going to have one, I guess. Sorry, I'm still fixing you guys on my screen.
We're all just.
Everyone's
different
I
just
knew you were.
trying
I
personalities on
knew
the
you were
stream.
focused on something else. I could just tell by the way you were talking,
So
like the
you were-
cadence of it.
Right.
You had that William
That's
Shatner pause in between.
So I want you all.
The William
I want you all to fit perfectly. Like
You've got that
It's
finishing up a
not-
text
It's-
cadence.
I
you know,
gotta
just,
tell
and
ya,
I'm
I've been-
going to call you right back. Okay, bye.
So we used to do this thing where we would, when I was hanging out with friends, we would fucking,
it just looks more fucked up.
we'd just be bullshitting, and somebody would say Shatner and point to somebody, and they would have to act out whatever they were doing, like William Shatner, and it got pretty fucking amusing. Like you get people in some really funny situations, like getting an icy, you know, at a fucking convenience store or some shit like that, or
So
just
like
whatever.
planking.
And they
I
just
have
have
a-
to act it out like William Shatner. They'd have to be like, "Oh
Got it.
my God, this icy is so cold," you know.
My friends and I play a similar game. It's called Do Your Best Jagger, and whenever you tell somebody to do your best Jagger, they have to dance like Mick Jagger. And the same thing, you try to get them on the spot. Worst timing possible.
Do most people that you hang out with, like, I don't know. I feel like most people that I meet, if I told them to dance like Mick Jagger, they'd have no fucking idea how. Like, they
It's,
wouldn't.
it's
Yeah,
a
I
close-knit
don't
group
even
of friends.
know.
You don't play it with everybody.
How does Mick Jagger dance again?
So
I'm not
so-
gonna
Moves
show
like
you.
Jagger.
Just move your hips, kid.
we should go around and we should say what's the dumbest game you and your group of friends has ever come up with. Because
I wouldn't
this is
say that's
pretty.
the dumbest, but
I
yeah.
wouldn't. Nah, we
That-
shouldn't do that because yeah.
Well, mine was gonna be wine bag. We played a game called wine bag where we would take the wine bag out of the box wine and we throw it at each other. You had to yell wine bag, and if it hit the person and hit the ground, they had to drink from it. It's a simple game, but many of people were knocked out.
So let's say I've slapped the bag. I've never played wine bag.
We
Yeah,
had a
water's
game.
heavy.
We had a game called Rage Ball where we would throw a 40 bottle up in the air above the playground and then run full speed across the playground, and you would have to dodge the playground stuff and hope that the 40 bottle didn't land and hit you in the head.
All right. So do you
Yeah,
guys
this
want
some-
like
Some
easy?
dude shit.
Yeah.
This some dude
Yeah.
dumbass shit.
Do you guys want like a simple one or like an
That's
extreme
hardcore.
one?
Some
All right, never mind.
Extreme.
You're getting both. So
Yes.
I've done I guess everything from like flicking your friends in the fucking nuts. I don't know. Anybody,
that
most
too.
yeah.
Did you do Hornets? Do you remember
Anybody who has
Hornets?
nuts that has hung out with other people with nuts probably knows what I'm talking about. But
There's
did
this
you do
period in
Hornets?
middle school where it's literally like the nut check wars. You all know
Right.
exactly what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Did you do the Hornets
Uh,
where you fold up the paper with the rubber band? So
Oh yeah.
that shit's
Fuck
what's up.
yeah.
Yeah, but then when I was in high school, we used to do some real dumb shit. We used to hang out in my buddy's garage. His mom used to let us just fucking party our asses off in there. And we used to clear out parties by playing the game that we, very unique name that we came up with called Fireball, where we would just take like a fucking, like a beer cup, like a fucking, what's it called? The little plastic cups. Fill it with a bunch of pine cones and toilet paper and lighter fluid or whatever fucking flammable shit that we could get our hands on, and then light it and then hit it with the fucking golf club towards a wall in the garage. It's a miracle we never burned that motherfucker down, but it'll clear a
Nice.
party out pretty quick. So
What's up, keep me living?
You're like, I want everybody to leave. Let's do this.
that was probably pretty fucking dumb. Yeah.
Listen,
Good timing on the fireworks.
Sorry.
The
Yeah.
capital of Taiwan. What?
Could you see those? They were actually. Well, I guess you
No.
probably can't from that angle. Yeah. They were.
Oh damn! I forgot too. My dog's
Shuffle
gonna
them
be
some more. They're
freaking
not
out soon.
fitting.
Duchess of
Oh.
420 Dragon says they played the penis vagina game in high school. I'm not sure. It
I would move
sounds
myself.
like
Duchess.
a whole lot of fucking. That's what it
I-
sounds like.
wait. What's the penis vagina game? I still haven't figured it out.
Yeah. We heard that
I,
one before.
I mean,
We used
What's
to.
a vagina?
I used to hang out with the
Expression
other
here, I love
like
it.
suburban, like rural, like drunk white kids. So we used to get drunk
The
in
preps.
the cemetery. Not even the preps, just like the like almost like wannabe hood kids. But I mean, I guess.
Oh, I know the crew. I know exactly who you're fucking with. There was a dude named Kevin, or like a dude named Cole. One of those two.
But there's a
I
dude
was the
named
Kevin,
Kevin
though.
over Cole in like basically every group of.
I was gonna say,
white
I was
people.
the
Kevin
As a
just has
white
to be
people,
in
I
the
can
group.
confirm
It
that.
doesn't have to be
Yeah.
the wannabe.
So just by virtue of me being there, it makes
it's
sense. 'cause
usually more
I
like
am
a
the Kevin.
Chad, Tad, or Todd.
Yeah. But we used to just get drunk and put boxing
Well-
gloves on and fist fight.
Oh, I used to
Oh,
do that
Oh yeah, of
yeah,
course.
we used to do that
Yeah.
shit too.
with dudes.
I feel like
Actually,
everyone does that. Yeah.
There's
know,
like
I'll
YouTube
be-
videos of me somewhere boxing, like in high school. It's, come
Oh,
on.
there's
might be
YouTube
older
videos
than
of me,
everybody
but it's
here.
moshing, not anything.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I
that's-
showed
that's
that to
like
chat.
regular.
2009.
I got kicked in
Clyde
the nuts really
moshing.
bad. There was a Gulch. For anybody who's heard of the band Gulch, they played here in Baltimore a few years ago, and I worked security at that show, and I was standing on the edge of the pit, and somebody was like dancing or whatever, and like fucking like absolutely like donkey kick blasted me in the nuts, and it was the craziest shit ever. It sucked.
That
Last
sounds
show I went
terrible.
to, some bitch kicked me in the back of the head.
I might be older than
Sounds
everybody here, and we're gonna find out right now.
I got
'cause,
kicked in the back of the head when Napalm Death
I
played here.
saw Megadeth on their Euthanasia tour when I was
Oh,
13,
Nice.
14.
When Napalm
yeah.
Death played here in 2015, I got kicked in the back of the head.
The fucked up
God
thing was, is I got the shit kicked out of me by a bunch of Nazis and had a huge ass navy pull me up out of there
Sorry.
and literally fucking floor these guys, and it was pretty fucking amazing. I was like, let's go.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
But that's before people said let's go, so it was more like, fuck yeah, bro.
Speaking of Nazis, apparently I have a boss that's apparently at least kind of cool because a fucking Nazi came into our work today. This
I
motherfucker,
didn't know where that
Was
was
wearing-
going.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was wearing a. I know, right? He was
Speaking of
wearing a
Nazis, my
fucking,
boss.
this dude came in wearing a fucking sleeveless shirt, and he had a massive fucking the Nazi fucking skull with the fucking with the helmet on,
The
with the fucking
Totenkopf?
swastika on it, and the SS and shit,
That's crazy as hell.
and just a bunch of other fucking white supremacist tattoos and
Wait,
stuff. And
wait, quick question. Did your boss interview him?
yeah, yeah, we hired him today. I live in Bakersfield, of course. Yeah, he's the Nazi guy was our manager. No, uh, no, but like, I kept calling customers and just not acknowledging him in the fucking line, dude. And he started getting all fucking pissed off, and I was like, "Oh, did you need something?" And he's like, "I need to speak to the fucking manager." And I was like, "All right." And I called the manager over, and he was like, "What's going on?" And I was like, "This guy's a Nazi, and I don't want to. I don't want to serve him. And look at his tattoos all over his body." And my and my manager actually fucking asked the dude to leave. I was like, "Oh
I
shit!"
can't believe it. LARP. I can't. This
That's what
LARP
we
I'm
need.
hearing. This crazy
You
LARP
love
I'm
to
hearing.
see it.
Nah, this
That's
is
what I
LARP.
kept saying.
This is
I was
LARP.
talking to-
Nah, I thought that was
Yeah.
LARP though. Nah, this is crazy LARP I'm hearing right now.
Shit, there's 2 of you now.
Kicking Nazis out.
He's being petty.
know.
You need to tell the lore so people
I'm
can be
sorry.
in a bit with you.
Yeah.
It was
So-
easy. It was easy though because like he was all pissed off and shit, and like raising the fucking like being all loud and shit.
Oh,
in the
they
store, so-
always do that.
Yeah, yeah.
They always do
And
that.
You're
yeah,
not
the manager
supposed
didn't
to-
kick him out because he was a Nazi. Really, I think the cool thing that my manager did was like, when I told him why I was ignoring the guy, he was like he didn't reprimand me or anything. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
But
yeah.
hey,
That's sick.
dirtbag, you're supposed to humanize yourself to the Nazis because then they'll not be Nazis anymore. That works.
It's just,
You know, you just
Jesus Christ.
you know,
So, like, obviously, you don't fucking talk to Nazis. You get Nazis the fuck out. I was working security at a metal festival at this bar, and somebody had, like, an Operation Werewolf patch on their shit and this Goat Moon bottom rocker on their shit. Blatant, obvious Nazi shit. We told them to stop flying colors or get the fuck out of the bar, and they decided to do the same thing, raise a big-ass fuss and everything. And, like, I got called a LARPer because we kicked a Nazi out of our bar.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How
apparently
is that
that's not-
LARPing?
You should
Right.
be abusive to
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
man.
Yeah, right.
That's just like that's just
That's
like being a
practice,
decent
baby.
fucking person. You're always supposed to get rid of Nazis.
It's like,
Actually ostracize them.
how is that anti-fascism? He was just doing his job.
Because if your job is to get rid of Nazis,
Yeah, it's
that's a fucking noble ass job.
Yeah.
Wait. It's not noble. It's not noble to get fascists to get rid of their bigoted beliefs. That's not a noble calling. That's not something.
That's
good
not
to
even
do.
what they're doing, though. That's what we both proved that. We both
But,
teabagged the fuck out of that point.
But quick,
After a moment.
stop on a non-petty point. What I can't stand is like we get kind of that now with Nazis, but you know what we don't ever get in the South at all? Like I'm like totally expected to serve or like just be around people with Confederate flags all over them all day. And it's fucking weird, right? Like, isn't that really weird? Like, you're buying, like,
Right, Selassie.
I just don't know as a white person, how, as a white person, do you go up to somebody in, like, Best Buy that's black with, like, a Confederate flag shirt and you're just like,
I know how. Because my coworkers have straight up told me to my face. So whenever a Hispanic client would come in, it's always they never want to talk.
Not hate.
They're always so hard to work with because we can't understand them, and why do they always come here? Why can't they learn this? And I'm standing right in front of them, and I'm like, hello, you realize it's a me, Hispanic, and so like I'll try to be like, it's not them trying to be hard, like you're being an asshole, and it's making them be assholes, and it's literally you come off as that super asshole whenever you're like, oh, why can't they just speak English? Well, why can't you just get out your fucking translator app and quit being an
How
asshole?
about be like the rest of the world where like before kids get out of high school they know like 4 languages, You know,
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe we get caught up on our education system, so people actually know fucking languages
Well,
because
Dog.
What
fuck
happened?
that.
Well,
By the way, Mix Matty B, our fucking awesome mod, who is like in the year 3000.
oh, he's on the other side.
with their politics, which
Oh.
I must say is
I
fucking.
used to have another.
Hey.
Oh,
There
I'm
is
hiding
our-
you because
our
I-
good friend, our awesome mod,
Behind the
the one
scenes
and only
footage.
Mix Matty B. Hell yeah.
Are you using a DSLR as your webcam?
Who, me?
Yes.
It's a mirrorless.
I was gonna say it's probably a DSLM. I'm doing the same thing.
And here I am with my little
That's
Logitechs
nice.
all over the
Same.
Yeah, I
Same.
got my stream cam.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
racist thing, on the
Fucked my shit
racism
up.
thing, and the people like walking up to fucking like. I think there's probably a few things about it. One is like they're just a fucking asshole, and they like are I don't know. They're maybe trying to intimidate or just be fucking asshole racists. And two, I think a lot of people just don't have any fucking self-awareness because they're fucking
Yeah.
What Yeah,
Facts.
They think everybody
what I
else
mean?
thinks like them. It's like, oh
They
yeah,
think they're
everybody's just
neutral.
as
Yeah.
fucking as me.
exactly.
I was helping this one guy. I work at. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go for it.
Okay, I work at a smoke shop. I was helping a guy buy a pipe, and he's talking about this place that he lives, like Kearney Mesa or whatever. It's an area in San Diego. He's like,
I
yeah,
know
it's
it.
pretty
Yep.
nice, except for that you have to live next to all the Filipinos. And I just like put all the stuff back in the case. It's like, all right, dude.
And
Have a
that's
nice
so
day.
sad for him
I'm not
because
helping you.
Filipino people are so fucking dope. Like,
Oh,
They're
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
They're nice people. Good food. Great time. Like
fucking
just like anybody
delicious
else.
food.
oh yeah.
Holy shit.
I lived
Fucking
all over
delicious
San
food.
Diego. I lived in Encinitas, Solana Beach,
Hell yeah.
fucking Carlsbad, fucking.
I'm originally
Yeah.
from North County, so yeah.
Is it racist for me to say that Filipino people are pretty? Because they are.
They are
don't think
pretty.
that's
They are
racist.
pretty.
I think
beautiful.
that's racist. Why would that be racist?
But I
If you
think
were
it's
like, I only would
recognizing
ever
the
date
beauty in the world
Filipino
is not a
women.
bad thing.
Yeah.
So,
It might
oddly
be a little
enough,
weird.
so like
Maybe.
I went to my best friend was Filipino. We dated for a while. I went to this Filipino
God
festival
damn it,
that was
Maddie.
here in Maryland, and there's this black guy walking around with like gear on. He like had a T-shirt
just-
on that said "I heart Filipino women" and like this like
That's kinda
trucker
weird.
hat that said "I heart Filipinos." Yeah, it was cringe. It was
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
That's a little much. I'd be like, I mean, if they're a Filipino guy, I guess like I couldn't get mad at him because that could be like their aunt. And their sister
Yeah,
and
I
their
mean,
mom,
I guess
you
I
know,
didn't.
like-
There's no way for me to know whether or not he was actually Filipino, but he definitely looked like just like a regular black dude. Like,
I wonder what goes on in a person's head to make a person think that they would have to broadcast something like that.
yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
wild.
Yeah.
Like that's the way.
Like
that you-
imagine a white dude walking down the street with a shirt that just says "I love black people." You know, like
Dude, it's so normalized down here though, and I try to explain to people with like the Confederate flag shit, like you just buy them, like they're just everywhere you go, there's a Confederate flag option of whatever you can buy down here. Like that's just like normal. You know what I mean? Like it's so it is so fucking weird because like a lot of Florida has like those plantation houses. So it's like it's just the imagery. Like so you'll be walking up to like a especially because there's a lot of beach, right? So you'll be walking up to one of these houses, like plantation houses. That's a business. They'll have a Confederate. Like you're like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, what are we doing here? The imagery is really, really strong. That's
Pretty
life
sure
in
our
the
house has a
Yeah.
slave quarters.
yeah.
Edginess is a strong motivating factor for a lot of what people do in their day-to-day lives.
absolutely.
It's just, I just want to piss somebody off. Even
Or
if
they
I'm
don't want to
doing
be
it.
told what to do.
Just
They're
wanna own the
contrarian.
libs.
That's like Destiny's whole shtick.
Owning the libs.
you know a fucked up thing too about like the Confederate flag is that
Right, nobody move.
back to the self-awareness thing, right? Like a lot and like poor education and shit. That's why like they're like so hard up critical race theory and shit, you know, like no dude, like why not tell people that shit? That's a whole nother fucking conversation. But yeah, like listen, if a white people ever tells you that white people aren't racist, that white people is definitely fucking racist, dude.
Yeah.
Because like
The first side.
listen, if you grow up as a white person in America around other white people, Listen, the Great Replacement theory. I heard about that shit when I was probably fucking before I was 10.
It's not
I get
new,
it,
yeah.
fucking to it. And
Yeah,
listen,
that's been
folks,
around
I'm
forever.
old. I'm almost 40, dude. I'll be 40 in a year, so I'm 39. I don't know why I
I'm
say it that way,
42.
just
I
because
got
I'm
you
fucking
beat by
old, I
3
guess.
years.
But yeah,
got you
I'll
but
be
like
33 next
I'm
month.
telling you, dude, that kind of casual fucking racism is like fucking very prevalent. And a lot of folks who themselves, they're like they don't personally hate anybody. You know, they're not like actual white supremacists, but that shit that you've been around your whole fucking life, a lot of people just don't have enough self-awareness to like look inside themselves and be like, oh wow, I've been around this and I have these kind of like internalized fucking racist thoughts
Right.
of my
So,
own.
They,
and
if
stuff,
they
I
you
exist
know?
inside a society that continues to contribute to that belief.
Yeah.
So if I could pin that real quick, what it is because the way that we always kind of come up with the idea of what racism is, like this is how we see it in the media, is from the white perspective, right? And it's really weird that we do that. We always for some reason, we're taking the idea from the abuser of what abuse is, right?
Mm.
We're not listening to the victims, right? But when you listen to the victims, you'll hear what you're saying, which is that racism isn't some like innate hate for a specific group, but instead a consistent set of cognitive biases that that create specific behaviors that disenfranchise a group of people, right?
It's also
Like
a
it's not
system.
like yeah, and which is part of a system. Like if you put all these behaviors together, we get these huge institutions and shit, right? And so if you listen to like the victims of racism, you'd hear that like every single fucking day of the week. But we're so focused on the abusers, and the abusers are so. Why would an abuser out themselves? What incentive does an abuser ever have to admit that they're doing the abuse, right? Like,
Right.
and this is exactly why one of the most frustrating things. I'm sorry, you got me high. I'm ranting. We're going. But this is one of the most frustrating things because after that Buffalo shooting, right? Everybody wanted to know, like, what the fuck did his manifesto mean? What did his manifesto mean? Was he
Is
this
that
or was he
y'all or
that?
is that me
What?
that I'm hearing fireworks?
That might be me.
I didn't hear it.
Oh,
I can
might
close
be
my
me.
window.
Because there's one that's doing like 3 really loud, and I'm trying to like
You're
decide when
high.
to go give my dog meds, but like
It's hallucinations.
I'm not hearing any
It's
here.
probably honestly, it's probably me.
It's probably all the
'cause
meth you had earlier.
My
No, no,
nose.
no, no. But
All that
But, like, with the
off-camera
Buffalo-
shenanigans.
But with like the Buffalo shooter, you remember what I'm talking about, where everybody
Oh,
was
there it
obsessed
is.
with this
There it is.
manifesto, right?
Yes.
Like,
There's
why
people
did
trying
nobody?
to give the QAnon shaman some pussy. Like, let's be real. There's always
Why-
Maddie,
Why did
QAnon
nobody
shaman
ever care?
groups
Why do
are
we
fake.
not have like a single
I have to claim
interview
that
of
group,
the
unfortunately.
victims of the Buffalo
Right.
people? Like, why don't we
Totally.
ever? Like, why don't we have anybody like reaching out to that community and asking what the fuck is going on? Who the fuck was this guy? Where does he come from? Because I guarantee you that community knows exactly what the fuck is going on.
Well, they
And
all
it's
know.
weird how we
Fucked up
have
for
this
a long
focus,
time.
right?
See, and you know,
That
it's
community actually
stupid.
said he was fucked up for a long time. That he was fucking
Yeah.
like off. Like there were people that talked from the dude's high school and all sorts of
Yeah,
places
yeah.
that were like, this dude was off for a while. We saw
There.
it coming. We didn't know where it was going to come from, but. Like they actually, the funny thing is if I remember correctly about that Buffalo shooter, the FBI was tipped off before it happened.
Yep.
Like
Mm,
they
yeah,
know him, like,
I
a
heard
couple
about that
weeks, and
too.
they had
Yeah.
some interaction with him before.
He
even
had an
happened.
entire
And that's-
Discord to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this has been a consistency with a lot of these more recent ones, is that the FBI actually has interacted with these people or has actually known that this shit was going to happen.
And
it's
parents.
happened. And it's like, why the
Wait,
fuck
are you suggesting-
stopping this shit?
Are you
That's what
suggesting that law enforcement professionals might be like Nazis or something? Because this is crazy. I've never heard anything.
I mean,
So
you'd never
outrageous.
think that could be the case. What are you talking about?
No, guys, you're
People
getting it
that
all
want to
wrong.
work for a totalitarian organization that does nothing but fucking displace people, or otherwise brutalize them in order to flex the will of the government upon the rest of us? I mean,
Right.
who would have thought?
But at the
And
same
again,
time,
You know, to Aston's point about the manifesto of the shooter and all of the fuckers that have done shootings like that, like hate-based shootings, and wrote those fucking kind of manifestos, it's really fucking honestly like, I don't know, maybe there's some sort of value in trying to analyze it, but I
It's just
can't
edgelord
personally,
shit.
personally
Yeah,
see it
it's
because it's
literally
just
just
yeah,
like
it's
si-
just
it's-
like a 4chan shit post.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
like
It doesn't tell you anything about the actual reason, you know, or like what was going on in the person's fucking
All the
head
manifestos
or
read
anything.
exactly how you
And-
think they would,
Right.
and say the things that you expect them to.
it's weird. It's
Like-
like
Mhm.
it's like people
like-
who are into serial killers. It's just like weird. Like
Yeah, it's like FD Signifier said, like, I can't tell if I'm listening to a manifesto or like Aaron Yeager or something from anime. It's like some
But-
like edgelord fucking woe is me fucking bullshit. Why? Like, it's all the same, right?
Yeah.
So it's
I
like,
do have a
why?
hot take.
There have been a couple, but not a lot. Most of them are like 4chan shit post stuff. You know what I mean? There was the dude in Norway or wherever the fuck, Anders Breivik or something like that, who
last
killed a
one-
bunch of fucking people,
Yeah.
and his
That one had
manifesto
Lauren Southern
was
in it, right?
fucking
That one-
wild.
He had Lauren Southern quoted in his shit. That guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I watched.
Yeah.
I didn't watch anything like that, but
Funny
I
how
watched.
she's been normalized on Twitch polls for a while now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right, no
Weird,
shit.
huh?
Interesting.
I
Oh,
watched,
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
a lot-
weird.
A lot of these kind of shooters will even fucking like cite back to that motherfucker too,
Yeah.
his manifesto and stuff. The Christ Church motherfucker too.
Yeah, and Tucker Carlson has been quoted quite a bit as
Yeah.
well.
I don't.
But
I
also-
don't know. I don't remember distinctly anyone quoted, but I watched Elliot Rogers' videos that he made. He was just mad that he couldn't get laid, basically.
Yo, but these people are ostracized from society, yet they're quoting mainstream shit. I mean, but they're ostracized. They're completely separate, and they're away, not far away, Nazi
We've done
land, not
so good
not
about
next to us.
ostracizing these people.
I think a lot of it
As-
is
as so to have put them on camera in front of the world and given
Right.
them mainstream media outlets to project their fucking hatred. We've done such a good job of ostracizing these people, though.
Clay, would
well,
you
it's
want to
not
say?
just that too. It's
Yes,
there's
so,
also like an inherent alienation of that happens to every single fucking one of us that also contributes to that kind of shit too. You know, like
Yeah.
the alienation that we feel from about society. Actually, Maddie and I were just talking about like mass shootings the other night and how like just the fucking like it doesn't matter from the left to the right to the center or whatever. Any policy that anybody's throwing out about like gun violence, you know, it's all bullshit, and none of it will ever put a fucking dent in any of it, especially not fucking like hate-based fucking violence, you know? And like fucking like there really is this component of like the societal stresses and the fact that people feel alienated, and then they get into these fucking communities that are like preaching this hate stuff, you know, and they start fucking, you know, who knows what happens, and people have depression and stuff. I really do feel like a lot of the big component of it, and like at the risk of sounding like right wingers, you know, like I really feel like the fact that society is so fucked up. If we had a happy, healthy society, we wouldn't have so much gun violence. Like for me, if we're gonna fix gun violence, first of all, a viable option is not taking all the guns off the streets, because how the fuck are you gonna even do that? You know, like, so we need a better society where we don't have all these fucking stressors on people, and we would probably have less fucking mass shootings. You know,
You ready for
and
the hot
shit
take?
like that? Go for
Since
it.
I raised my hand, bitch. Anyway,
I'll shut up.
it's the thing is I am so ready for this precedent to be set, because also at the same time, it's the government's duty, but also there are parents, there are family members who are knowingly letting these crazy ass people do these crazy ass things. They are
Oh, yeah.
watching them plot it, they are watching them prep, and they are
Yeah.
too damn scared because of what they feel is loyalty to blood to say anything. And it's the same, it's across the board. Like, it's not just with mass shootings. I mean, the same thing happens in the hood and gang violence. Like, it's people not speaking up because there's loyalty, there's other things involved. It's someone owes something. So that's what I'm so ready to see how this trial goes, where the one, I forgot which it even is, the one where his parents are getting tried as well because they
They already
literally
got
called.
convicted.
Okay, good, yeah, because they literally called and said, "Hey, I think this is my son," because they're the ones that bought him the gun. They're also the ones that read his diaries and knew beforehand that he had these feelings. So like,
The
there's got to
school
be
warned
just
them, and
Yeah.
they didn't do shit about it.
yeah. And so that's what
Yeah,
I'm
And they
they
saying.
literally
actually
texted
encouraged them
him.
in a lot of ways. They actually were very much proponents.
Yeah,
They didn't necessarily say go shoot people, but they certainly fucking paved the way for what he ultimately did because
so I'm
they
saying
very much were in that same mindset that he was.
everyone involved needs, like everyone involved
Yeah,
needs something.
we we agree on this point, but could it be said that maybe there's a reason why that parent isn't as attentive to their child as they should be? I
Oh, those
think if
parents
we could,
suck.
I think if we combine these ideas, we kind of hit the crux, which is, I hate to do this in every conversation, but the answer is capitalism, right? Every
Yeah, it
fucking
is.
time.
No,
And when
you're
we
right.
come down to it, there are two critiques of capitalism. The entitled walk into capitalism, and they have the option of their critique being fascism, right? As soon as hypercapitalism sets in, they start blaming other people instead of the system itself. That's where we get a lot of the fascist, right? The alt right. That's where we get this alienation that we're talking about that usually has to do with like sexual success based upon like class status and things of that nature. And then the other critique that we have is socialism, like the normies, the ones that actually like figured it out and like thought about it for more than 5 seconds and didn't just lash out at everybody around us. We critique the system and we get to socialism, and I think that's why you're seeing a high rate of radicalization both ways. That hyper capitalism got everybody like
Yeah. Well,
sweating.
and at the same time, like, this is also, like, I hate to pin it on parents because you're not a parent, and yeah, I'm not a parent. I don't plan on being a parent. I don't want to shove something like out that's
Yeah,
kids.
don't put it on
These
us
are on me.
parents, okay?
Fuck
The
Don't
them
thing
put it on the
is
kids.
like,
single dads of
do
the
Like,
world.
nah,
What the
please,
fuck?
please love your
think,
kids. Please
like,
love your kids
parents
so that they
need
don't
to
shoot us.
be, yes,
For
like that is
real.
the biggest thing is
Hey,
that's why I don't want to have kids because I don't want to have accidentally raise a fucking psycho because that is usually where it all stems from too,
hey, you
is
know what the
like
trick is?
the home lives.
See,
You
but
know
I
what the
think what
trick is?
Aston was talking. Oh,
And
sorry.
I'm gonna be that fucking proud dad. Second, my kid is fucking dope. She's an honor roll student.
Hell
She's the
yeah.
kid that fucking ushers other kids around the school that are new, that are like unfamiliar and like need a hand, like fucking
Fuck yeah.
tying the ropes and shit.
That's awesome.
Fucking all of her teachers and fucking counselors and everybody fucking is like, she's awesome. And you know what? The reason is because I work from home and I see my daughter every day she comes home from school. I'm with her all day when she's home from school. I'm there to help her with her homework. I spend time with her. I nurture her. I let her know she's loved, and I make sure that that effort is put in so that she never feels like she's alone in the world. Like, and I always leave the door open. We have 100% transparency on most things that are age appropriate, you know?
Right.
Yep.
And you know what? That's how it needs to be. And because I'm 100% transparent with her, she's 100% transparent with me. And I know
Yes.
that I don't got to worry about shit like that. The problem is a lot of parents, they don't want to do that because then they got to let their own skeletons out of their closets. They got to
those
admit,
are-
I'm not a perfect parent and I'm
Yeah.
not a perfect human. And if they're not perfect in the eyes of their child, they feel like they're wrong. But it's the exact opposite. Your child needs to know that you're a human, that you actually have feelings, and it's okay to have feelings, because otherwise they're going to think they need to live to a level of perfection that is unattainable.
And that they're valid.
It's unattainable goals, and that's a capitalist mindset, right? Mind you, is to fucking think that you need to hit perfection in order to fucking be good. Or
Hey, is
valid
this what
in
you
the
were
world,
talking about? Controlling things in chat. I'm trying to like figure out what the fuck's going on. He just mentioned me.
No, Cablin's our pet chud. Like, Cablin's okay. Cablin,
okay.
we just, because it's a badge
Every
of honor
lefty
for him to
streamer
get
needs a
banned.
pet chud, dude. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Cablin, it's a badge of honor for him to get banned. So I won't ban him because he's our pet chud, and that would be a badge of honor.
Yeah, I
So
don't
just
get
sign him
Chud.
out for a day and then let him come back.
I'm a
I like-
girl. Mine just are really creepy and are like, I want to wear your skin. I
Ew.
wish I got cool ones that I could argue with. Or I get some that are like
I mean,
You're
if
poor.
he's going for bans, he can definitely come to my stream because
Well, bam.
we all know how Fade Runner, aka Ban Runner, feels about his moderation
Yeah.
duties.
I'll ban the worst of the worst, but he's just kind of like trolly, so that's why
Oh,
I don't ban him
am I
outright.
in 10-minute follower? Jesus, that's a long time.
Yo, but
This is a very long time.
Jason, I like how you identified, by the way, part of one of the things that you hit on that made you successful was that you can work from home and
Sure.
put that time in, put that work in with your daughter. That's first of all, that's incredibly commendable. We need more parents out there. Shout out parents, big you up, Jason. But the other part is like not everybody has the
Single
opportunity,
parents.
especially with how the system's going right now, as rents increasing, as inflation's increasing, as economic security is kind of going out the window. A lot of people, even two-parent households, don't have the time to put into their child, and that's unfortunate. That's why you're seeing so many of us choosing not to have kids nowadays, because we're just like, I don't got the time to
See,
like. That's a
You're
whole
the
human
one
I got to
who
take
got
care
it.
of.
You're exactly right. Like,
It's not a dog or a cat.
and this
I'll
is
tell you
what,
that.
yeah. So, see, it's like it is a hierarchical thing too, or hierarchical. Fuck, dude, words.
That's
But
the word,
like,
hierarchical.
yeah,
You got
there's
it.
like a hierarchy to it, in a sense, to where like if you're going to talk about like it is a responsibility of the parents, it is, but also too the societal stressors. I've been trying to capitalism, but I've been trying to adopt a different kind of vocabulary because I live around a lot of chuds, and I would
Feel
like
it.
to
Chudless.
subversively put leftist ideas into their head, and I tend to find that using the term like societal stressors when I'm talking about how shitty capitalism is tends to be,
Yeah, I
but yeah,
feel that.
when I say that, I mean capitalism, but like, all of the shit that we have to fucking deal with, as a society. Also, too, societal stressors, because like I'm not even sure we have capitalism anymore. Like,
It's
what
neo-feudalism.
Marx was writing about and what we live in now is even more extreme than what Marx was talking about with like late stage capitalism and shit.
Okay, we're-
So like,
True.
We
I don't
live
even
in
know if we have that
neo-feudalism.
anymore. But yeah, you're right about it. Like, it does all come down to, as I was saying with the gun shit. If we lived in a happy, healthy society, we wouldn't have so much fucking gun violence. If we lived in a happy, healthy society, we also wouldn't have a lot of other really fucked up shit that we
Drug
have in our society
addiction,
as
fucking
well. Yeah,
domestic violence, fucking.
yeah.
We have
It's not like it
we have
wouldn't
crimes
exist.
of
Those things would
desperation
still
and depths
exist,
of
right?
despair.
But
Be
That's what
hella
we
more.
have.
They'd be
That's
way
really
more
what
rare. Like,
yes,
the-
exactly, and
the
less
pro-
extreme at the same time.
Yeah.
the preponderance
Yeah.
of what we have is crimes of desperation and deaths of despair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The right wingers are
So
freaking
people
out right
commit
now on
crimes because
Twitter.
they need money. Like when
Yeah.
somebody tells me they're selling drugs, I'm like, oh, they're fucking broke.
It's poverty,
They don't have
yeah.
money.
Right.
Like they're trying to find a way to get by. It's not. I don't think they're like bad people for it. I think they're stuck in a fucked up system and they're left with very little alternative, and that's what they choose to do, because the alternative is fucking working for fucking $5 an hour or something under the table, or you work for the $7.50. Don't get your fucking benefits from the state, because then you're making too much if you make minimum wage. Now you can't
Yeah.
get benefits from the
I'm
state.
about to have to
So that's
start
it's that whole
Yeah.
deal.
start
They
with them
make
feet
you work
pics.
for less than minimum wage in order to get the benefits from the state. And then if you make minimum wage, or this is Arizona, if you make minimum wage or higher, you ain't getting shit for benefits. You're fucked. Like, go ahead,
Yeah.
fuck off. If you're working 40 hours making $7.50 an hour, you're making too much for them to give you benefits.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing the feet pics to pay for
gotta
until
blur 'em
my
out.
until my disability fucking comes in. I'm still on like 270 days. That's
Yo, I gotta
estimated.
tell you, if I could make money off of doing feet pics, I would do it in a fucking
The
instant.
thing is, it's like
dude.
I
Oh,
would
I'd be
I
taking
would
so many
do
pictures of my feet and shit.
I work in a warehouse.
Honestly,
Nobody
I'm too
wants to see
lazy
my
to
feet.
clip my fucking
Yeah, I got
toenails though.
hobby
Every summer, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta wear flip flops. I better cut my toenails now.
like I would do an OnlyFans, but I want to be a doctor someday, and that is frowned upon during interviews sometimes.
Just do a only feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody would even have to know it's you. You just create a fucking username.
Well,
and...
we are working on an idea. VTubers. We are working on an idea of just doing VTuber face. So.
Actually,
idea.
if you did do
Or
that,
the
right?
VR
Like, say,
CG porn.
Oh,
can
we
you
have.
imagine if you had a feet only OnlyFans page, right? And then you went into a job interview one day, and maybe you were wearing like some
They
like
brought it up.
some shoes
They
that showed up
recognized
your
your
feet
feet.
or something, or that showed off your feet. And they no, they didn't recognize you from your social media profile. They recognized your social media profile from your feet. That would be
Yeah.
fucking awkward, right?
And that's also why I don't want
Wait.
OnlyFans because I don't want
say
like
you wanna see
I don't
these
want
toes.
I wanna
townies to
do-
be like,
Wait a minute, wait a
"Whoa,
minute,
I
wait a
saw you."
I want
Wait,
to do
wait.
a
I have
custom
I have a
toenails
question for the
OnlyFans.
panel.
Can
I have a
do
question for the
custom
panel.
toenails OnlyFans?
Okay.
Okay.
Question for the panel. All right. If she does an OnlyFans with her feet, and then we do a meetup or something, and she's in her sandals, is that a sex act?
Absolutely.
No.
Are you
Only
consenting?
if the feet are oiled up. Only if
Are
there's
you
extra virgin
consenting?
What is
olive
this?
oil all over it.
What is
Only
this
if you
kinky
want it to
pride
be.
argument?
Only if you're consenting.
Yeah, I think as long as you get into podiatry, they'll get it.
But no, like I could make some money on OnlyFans. It's just the fact that I want to be a doctor someday, like, cause I have bills to pay.
I don't
I've
think
been out
that
of work for so many
OnlyFans
months,
should
but,
be a
like,
fucking
Working
like.
in strip clubs, I have a lot of friends that work in the medical field and in the legal field that got their start working in strip clubs. They actually put themselves through college doing that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sure there's more than a few like doctors out there who had to
Beans.
do some
Dope-ass
shit like
people,
that.
you
Yeah.
know, I don't have any. I
Yeah.
don't think anything less of them as doctors or lawyers.
Fuck no.
And some of them
Hey.
are very,
Well,
very
that's the
well off
thing.
and are excellent in their fields. So you know,
We're all just putting ourselves on the internet for money, right? Like,
yeah.
we're all
Yeah,
holding ourselves out
exactly.
in one way or another. I mean,
But
Aston
I-
Max community just objectified me earlier, saying that I had a sexy smile, and I was
Spe-
like. good to
Speaking
look
of
at.
that, that chatter had to go to bed, and the last thing they said was like, "Make sure tell the one with the beard that I love him again," and that one was you. So
Sex
Which one
workers
with the
work,
beard?
1000%, absolutely.
Because I know like my entire fucking community would go ham to see my ass cheeks. So like that's why I'm like, oh, I could do this like $10 a pop. Hell yeah. But at the same time, I don't want like someone I went to high school with to go, yo, I saw your
I do.
I saw you.
I
I
would.
do too. I do too. Hey, if I got
Yo.
to teabag some of the people that I knew in high school, I'd be so happy. I'd be like,
If somebody
"Fuck
ever
that
texted-
motherfucker."
If somebody ever texted me like, "Yo, I saw your left nut," I'd be
I saw
like,
your
"Finally,
I saw your
finally."
titties.
Someone said to be like, yo, I saw your butthole the other day, and like, thanks for the $10.
Yeah, thanks for the money.
Listen, if
I'm,
I
I'm
like
glad you
if
think it's
any of
cute.
if any parts of my body were like that nice for people to be impressed with and like follow me on an OnlyFans or something like that, I would totally I would be all about that. I can
maybe
tell you
there's
that
a
now
OnlyBeards.
because I have like freakishly muscular calves for some
here's the
fucking
thing.
reason, and it's for no reason at all.
Calves
Really, I don't know
like
why.
cantaloupes because
They
you've
wear
been
shorts
carrying
all the
drugs
time
across
because
the
that shit
desert
is
into
jacked,
that
and it's the
Arizona
only-
fucking border.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, it's like the
Shit
only
is
muscular
also-
part of my body, so I show that shit off all the time.
That shit
I'm
is
that dude
also.
who doesn't skip leg day. I just skip all the other days.
You think
What do you-
streaming on Twitch is hard? So one time, a friend of mine, not me, went live on another site, that rhymes with,
Corn tub.
flattered
Is it what?
crate.
Okay.
And if you think it's gonna like only be one or two people, I got more viewers there than I've ever had on Twitch, and I was live 5 minutes, and I was like, I don't know what to do,
They
and
gather pretty quick.
I was like, I don't know what the fuck do I do with this chat? Because
Wait,
it just
can you
it
not
was just
say
weird.
that website? I'm tripping out right now. Can you
You
not
can't.
say that website that you just said a
No, I
different name
can.
for
Do it.
I
on
can.
Twitch? Is it like against TOS
he
to
needs to
even
know for
say the
later.
URL?
No, I can say it. I didn't want to.
Okay, yeah. I was just wondering, like, if they
just,
changed the Twitch TOS or something. I
no,
haven't
no, no,
streamed
no.
in a minute.
I do it because
You can't
my
even
Coomer
mention another
followers.
streaming service.
My Coomer followers are like on the edge of their seat right now. Like she has a
Yo, so I wanted to, which brings me to another point, which I wanted to do a little balance because the lefty in me can't like let this go. So as much as we do joke about it, like it is fundamentally different when like girls actually go onto those sites because
Fuck
it's
yes.
like as a guy that like ran a webcam studio, all the girls always describe like how all their friends, once they find out, assume these properties of them, like as if they are now like objects that can be used, like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I'm your friend and I saw that you did this, therefore I'm in there, right? Like that's how they behave, and it's really
Yeah.
kind of gross and disgusting. And
yes.
it's a huge thing to like consider when you do. Sometimes
And-
we make light of it, like it is actually a big choice for somebody to make.
Yeah. And my boyfriend was like that when he found out that I was friends with Adriana. Like that was a big thing is he started like sending my ex like these weird ass fantasies, and I was like, yo, it is really fucking weird to think of my friend that way. Like I realized
Okay.
that like she's your favorite porn star, but like
Did you guys not know that I didn't know she was a porn star when she first came in here?
that's my favorite thing to do because she's
Okay.
not. She's a person.
That's what I'm saying,
Like she's a
like-
cool ass person. Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Adriana Chechik.
I don't know these people.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's like how she wants it
Exactly.
is she'd rather be known as
Yeah.
a streamer, or she wants to get into like life coaching and stuff like that. But yeah, she's one of
they
the
were
biggest
like-
porn stars.
They were like, she's a 2K
Does she
streamer, and I
does
thought
she
she
do
played
porn
NBA.
under her real name or what?
Nah.
It's under Adriana Chechik.
Oh, okay. Does she stream on Twitch under that too, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they're
I was
completely
just wondering-
separate.
I was kidding. Oh,
Yeah.
I got you.
But like
Yeah.
her, oh god, and TOS is like nuts for her.
Oh,
Like-
I bet that's
Like
got to
you-
be
she
rough,
has like a
dude.
wrinkle that looks like a wrinkle that looks like a nipple, and it's just like, and it's like really, you have people with their ass cracks like up to the camera
Yeah.
clapping.
The
Yo,
ASMR
I've
streams.
wiggled my
Yo.
fucking naked piggy toes on my
were
fucking
like-
stream close up.
Yeah, we're like, she's a 2K streamer, and I was like, oh, she plays NBA 2K. That's pretty cool. And then I Googled her, and I was like, oh.
But
But yeah.
that is so true with the like the way that TOS works on those sites. I know like Imager's like not Imager. What's the Instagram is like really
ASMR.
famous for it, where it's like
Yes.
if they suspect
Yeah.
that you do sex work, they will like if you show like an armpit, they'll like
Yeah.
close your whole site
Yeah,
down.
they'll cloud
But
your
like
shit.
it,
Fuck
but if
up.
you're like what's her face, the Kardashians or something, you can
Yes.
literally like be sitting there with your coochie out, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Yo, that's straight."
You can't
Amaranth.
even mention
fucked up.
OnlyFans. You can't even mention OnlyFans on Instagram or you get
Yeah.
yeeted. So like her promo thing was like her just holding a fan that said OnlyFans. She was like, "Catch me on my other site because I can't say it here." And that's like, that's such shit that like you have these fucking double standards. Like literally, I could probably show my nipple right now and not get yeeted, but like her accidentally like bending over too far would get it yeeted. Like that's the thing.
That's so
is-
cheesy that you have to
Kevin,
fucking
put them eyebrows
promote it.
down.
That's so fucking cheesy that you have to promote it
away
that
from
way.
the
Like, just let
eyebrows.
people promote their fucking shit, dude. They're like, we need a fucking streamers union or something, so Twitch can't be so fucking.
There are
And all
people
these
that
other
think
platforms, like, they can't be
chat
like
needs-
that, dude.
chat
That's
needs
so fucked up.
unionized.
What's that?
There are
Oh,
people
chat.
saying that. Yeah, there are people saying that chat needs to unionize.
Listen. If the chat's trying to unionize, I will union bust the fuck out of that shit, dude. Fuck that.
Hey,
Listen,
my
here's the
mod-
deal. Who's the
one of my
worker in this
mods and my
situation
booker-
here? Who's the worker in the situation here, right? The
My-
streamer or the people watching? Because streaming's
know, it's
hard,
like-
you know. It's a lot of work.
No, I don't know.
Hey, you
Putting
know what,
putting
though?
up with
I'll
our
give you
stupid
this.
takes
my,
is a
my
lot.
booker,
Yeah,
my
it's
booker,
bad.
I'm
Yeah.
serious.
my booker
That's
sends
not.
streams.
That's no joke.
Actually, my booker sends streams, fucking unionized. Heems mods. Heems mods are unionized.
That's
Fucking
Yeah.
unionized
Yes.
because
Awesome.
because Sen did that shit.
Yes.
My chat
Unionized
is also
all their fucking
unionized, but I
mods,
don't-
dude.
My chat is also unionized. We're local 42069 on Twitch.
I'm looking
Yeah.
for 26 there. Hey, hello.
Nice. Nice.
My chat has
Actually,
no
looking
rights.
kidding.
for 2666.
Also,
No
if there were
compensation.
cops on Twitch, what are they? Like, they're the mods, right? So we've been
Yeah.
saying all mods are bastards, you know.
Yeah,
They are
that's kind
though.
of true.
Amen.
That's a
No.
deflating frame, man.
You're supposed to just let the neo-Nazis in.
I'm just kidding. I love all mods. Well, all the mods in this stream that are watching, probably. I don't know if I love you
hate
all, but you're all
mods.
great.
Yeah,
Don't
doing
you
a good
know the
job.
only way to defeat a Nazi is in the
Hate
marketplace
all
of ideas?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of you. What's even my brother? You too.
I mean,
When I
I'm a
first
mod
started
for-
streaming
I'm a
on
mod for
Twitch-
Overlord Clyde too, so
I
like,
know, that's what I'm
technically, like,
saying.
I'm also a mod. I'm
When I
also a
fir-
bastard.
When I first started streaming on Twitch, I used to just fucking randomly mod people because I thought they were cool, and I didn't have no other way to reward them. Like, yo, you're cool. Here, have one of
Wait.
these swords. And now, if I go look, there's like 100 fucking mods that, like, they could come into my channel and just ban everybody. I haven't seen them in fucking ages.
I have some from the
So-
start.
So
But they
Caitlin
just
says
alert.
mods should unionize. That way, I will never get banned again. Once they unionize, they don't get their jobs.
Hey, I gotta get a beer, so y'all will be able
Should
to
I
get a
just time
word in
out Caitlin?
edgewise.
Is it time to
I'll be
time
back.
out Caitlin? I'm gonna take a poll of the people on the panel right now. Should I time out Caitlin?
Yeah,
now?
but if they unionize,
yeah,
you know how
time's
easy it
ass
is
out.
to literally
But
get
that's on.
anybody else.
It's time. It's time. DC says.
It's time. Who watched
Austin,
Israel
Dirtbag?
Adesanya and
What do
Jamie,
you guys
Jamie
think?
Cannon
Are we
here
dropping the
last
ban
night?
hammer?
It's just a timeout. I never ban him because if I ban him, it's a badge of honor. So
He's close. He's getting close.
It's
Look.
0.9-minute timeout.
He said, "Do it."
Just
He
time
was
him
so
out for a
close.
million minutes.
Everything but that.
Thunder, thunder, thunderban.
Public
Ho!
unions don't do shit. Wild. People, the American propaganda is so wild.
Yeah, true that.
We're just like the
Alright.
reason why I have
Alright,
any rights
Mike.
at all. It doesn't do
Mike.
shit.
timeout. Timeout Caitlin for 69 minutes.
Nice,
9 minutes.
nice.
Pavlov.
Wait, how
why
did you
is
get through?
69 minutes funny because you've been conditioned to think.
How did you
it's
get
funny.
through?
We don't support police unions,
Be right back.
dumbass. My God. My man reversed on his own take about supporting unions to just say he supports police unions.
Who is this?
I'm watching the the messages that are getting deleted.
Oh, Caitlin. Caitlin is a trip, bro. Like, you know, I found this deep bro. Mike, time him out for 69 minutes.
Police are class traitors, dog. Like,
They
come
are
on now.
class traders. That's why when somebody stops being a cop and they're like, dude, I've seen the error of my ways, I'm like, my man.
It's actually
Thank you.
wild how often that happens. Like, you know what I mean?
There was the
And how
dude.
forcefully they go against cops, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're the first ones to be like, yeah, they're fucked up.
Yeah,
you know?
the dude
like,
Michael
Why
A.
do-
Wood. The dude Michael A.
My
Wood
dad
was
said he
talking
would
about.
never go back.
Yeah, it was the dude Michael A. Wood that was talking about the Baltimore Police Department that he was in for the limited amount of time that he was immediately after Freddie Gray got killed.
Aren't a bunch of the police killers like ex-cops? Like, isn't that the pattern?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That too.
like if you look at the people that are and I'm not talking about gangbangers that are like protecting some drugs or something. I mean the people that are targeting the police and executing them. Those people on those serial sprees tend to be not only ex-police but ex-military.
Yeah.
It's like they have both things.
Also, it was wild
Well, they
watching Max
witnessed the
Holloway get
worst.
pieced the fuck up.
Guys, nobody has even asked.
Yo, you cut out, Jason.
Yeah, you cut out.
Alexander Volkanovski.
I'm about to
fucking-
do a nose dab right now.
Oh shit, he's doing a hot rail
Oh,
voice.
yeah.
Caitlin, you act like I'm a little petty lefty. I really don't give a shit about discussing politics with you on Twitch or arguing in chat with them because you know what I'm on Twitch for? Veterinary knowledge, playing video games, and just talking my own shit.
Hey, let's
So
go.
you can try trolling your way in, but my
Yo.
feces don't get hurt.
You know he just coomed everywhere, right?
Yeah.
My
Like that's
feces,
all he wanted was your
Totally domed
acknowledgement.
him. You domed him.
my
You
feces
domed
don't
him.
get
He's like,
hurt.
yes, Mistress Clyde, tell me again.
Yeah. I swear to God, I hate these because that's what they do. Like I swear, all the trolls always just sit in your chat and they just start like twerk, and it's like it just looks like twerking to me. It looks like
Yeah.
you're twerking as hard as you can to get my attention. I just don't care that.
Because you know what I start saying? I start saying, man, you know what's great? Eugenics. Eugenics, I agree with that shit. That shit's good. Genocide, hell yeah, hop on that train. We just go crazy. You want to be
Hop on
crazy?
that
I'll
train.
go
I see what
crazy
you did
straight.
there.
You want to be crazy? We're gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
That's how I
He's
humor.
actually doing it.
That's how I humor stupid. Is if you don't put the energy, don't put the energy into trying to reason. Just go full crazy. Okay, we need another. We need a selective black plague to take out everybody under a certain IQ.
dude.
Accelerationism? I'm down.
You throw out everything.
Apocalypse.
I'm just
Real
kidding, I'm not.
apocalypse.
We're bringing back the dinosaurs. Everybody has to start fucking dinosaurs. We're gonna elect one
I
as the
actually
president.
brought
Okay?
my comic books back.
Whoa,
Just kill
whoa,
everybody.
whoa! We're fucking dinosaurs now. Like
And we're electing one as a president.
Raptor president. By the way, every single one of you, when she said "fuck a dinosaur," you thought Raptor. Every single one of you.
I was
Don't
thinking
pretend-
T-Rex.
I thought Yoshi.
Yeah,
honestly.
Tyrannosaurus Rex looking pretty thick right now.
Let it be
You
known,
know-
I give you all a
Tyrannosussy.
free nose dab. That's usually 10 subs, but I did a free nose dab for everybody. Just Stonercast.
That Velociraptor.
Tyrannosaurus
That one
Rex.
actually hurt my
Use
sinus.
MRI.
Some would just say it's about time.
The Velociraptor.
My time to shine.
The
I always
Udon
think about Velociraptors.
Genocide, hell yeah. It's a strong intro. Welcome. Yes.
Velociraptors would gangbang you because they hunt in packs.
Nah, you know what I want? You know who a freak though? Remember in Jurassic Park 1?
There would be a porn
That
industry
thing
in
that came out was
Jurassic
like,
Park.
oh,
Oh,
that thing
that
that's
one.
Squirter.
yeah, the squirter. Yeah, she a freak though.
I love squirters. I mean,
you imagine
I
the
mean,
porn?
I'm talking about dinosaurs and not
Can
anything
you-
else. I couldn't be talking about anything else at all.
If Jurassic Park was real, the Jurassic porn. Oh my god.
Menage a Triceratops.
But not
Yo.
gonna say anything once.
This went from righteous to fucking Jurassic porn real quick.
In fairness, when Jason
The
described your
horny.
stream, you said you wanted someone to argue
essence
with.
of the
So be
horny.
careful what you asked for.
Probably
I didn't say I
some-
wanted anybody to argue with. I was just saying, oh,
Is
I
that
s-
Caitlin?
yeah.
Just
I
time
just-
him out for 4,140 seconds. That's
Nah,
6 more
nah. I
minutes.
do. I let him. I let him go the way of every other person in my DMs that I haven't replied to. I just let them talk to themselves.
Let him in limbo. Leave him in that limbo.
I love
realm.
going through their conversations. Like there are some people like, it's not like when I'm busy, when I'm like I'll randomly be online like doing something, and I'll get these DMs and they'll just keep going. I just watch them just talk to themselves.
You know what's weird is I actually have
I mean, out of
wanted
nowhere.
at different times to like just get like a bunch of trolls in so I could shit back to them, and I never get it. Like I always hear these stories about this happening to people.
What do you
And
mean
like
it
I
was
said,
released?
It's only ever happened to me one time. Like, and
Is
it
there
was
really?
It was all it was like people doing the hate follow thing, like what happened to you, Clay. And it was like 150. We killed it real quick. But like, I've always been like, yeah, dude, bring on the fucking hate rage.
Okay.
I'm gonna fucking yell at some motherfuckers. Let's go, dude. Like, I'm like, I got some aggression. I got some internalized. That's
No,
fucking
listen,
hate
no,
rage, dude.
brother. Let me tell you now. Do not walk this path. There was a time when Endless was a much lighter shade. Now he's only darkness. Okay, ain't no sunshine where Endless is gone. Okay, you walk that path.
I had to do something.
you walk that path. There is no coming back. It's
So I
violence
Googled-
every day.
I googled the Jurassic porn 2015, and it's just they could have done so much more, but they're just like on the beach, or dinosaurs
dinosaurs
are
walking on
around.
the
Jurassic
beach.
Park, though.
No, there's no dinosaurs. It's just people. I thought there was gonna be dinosaurs, but it's just people.
He was really
the
looking
tropical
for
setting.
like raptor titties.
Yeah, like there's just old people too, and this. I don't know what that is.
Rap titties.
What's up, Bobby? Wanted to know
That's
which-
from
Rap pussy.
Thailand.
Velociraptor.
But like,
Remember that noise there? Ooh, ooh.
Sound like the
Jurassic
Minecraft
Park
fucking.
in my human
Damage
ass.
noise.
Mike, if you want Jurassic cocking, go ahead with it. Some
You're
people
cutting out
enjoy
a little
that,
bit.
and I ain't mad at you for it as long as it's.
2022.
they have cloacas.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you can't hit that hard though. Lap that cloaca, baby.
It'd
Clap
basically
it.
be like sex with a bird because they're basically birds.
Smack
They
that
are
cloaca.
birds.
Yeah, smack that
I-
cloaca.
I fail to see the problem.
Smash the bird.
It'd be
So-
like an emu.
You know,
So out of
I
all,
hit chicken heads all the time. You know.
out
what
of
I
all
mean?
the dinosaurs,
You ever fucked a chicken?
which which is your pick? Like everybody has to pick a different one. We can't all just pick the same thing.
Does it have to be extinct?
Yes. Your grandma does not count, okay?
I
Wait,
mean,
what are we
it'd be
fucking doing? What did I
extinct
walk
entity.
back
She is one
into
of
right
the-
here? What the fuck
Your
is
grandma
happening?
cannot be picked as a
We're
choice.
fucking dinosaurs, apparently, is what we've been talking about.
What dinosaurs would we fuck? I
Yes.
wouldn't fuck my grandmother. That's disgusting.
No, you missed the you missed off on half of the bit.
Listen,
I know. Hey, I'm
this
high.
got weird.
I just did a
I'm-
nose dab.
I'm
I
pulling
told you,
the
my brain.
abort button. I'm
Like,
That's
listen,
illegal.
if I were to pick any one dinosaur to fuck, it would be You
Yeah.
remember that? You remember that one dinosaur in Jurassic Park that has the fucking
A fucking
uh,
pterodon.
the fucking
Yeah,
the
the
thing-
screaming
That's what he was saying.
it's the
fucking
stuff,
squirter.
you know.
we called it.
Squirter. But
we
the
already-
squirter
Just
is venomous.
We already said that.
When,
We already
uh,
solved it.
See and shit.
My boy Boom King in my chest had a sloppy triceratops.
No.
Oh my god.
Because I was thinking like
This is the future the
dinosaurs
libs
because
want.
I want to like fuck a dinosaur while we're flying because I think it would be really cool to fuck while you're flying like Mile High
You know
Club,
how
but
but you know how
outside.
scary those fucking pterodactyls are? That scene where it's like through the
Yeah, exactly. But I'm
stupid
a scary
gaze.
motherfucker, I think.
A
So I think I could,
pterodactyl?
like, get down with the pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
Hey, you're scary. I'm scary.
Hell
too.
yeah.
How you gonna do it?
Let's get the scary smash on, and then like we'd smash in the sky, like.
Shit, now I have to
Sky
Google.
smashing.
I gotta Google dinosaurs to figure out which one I want. I want one that's gonna treat me
Like-
right.
She could take me for a ride, like, we'd be like fucking.
Look, I wouldn't fuck a
Magic
dinosaur,
carpet
right?
ride
It's
like
for the
Aladdin,
birds.
only with a pterodactyl.
That was funnier than people gave it value for. No true leftist. No true
Thank you.
leftist. That was incredible.
Appreciate it. I said I wouldn't fuck a dinosaur. It's for the birds.
It's still funny. It's still funny.
Okay,
It's for
okay.
the birds.
Nice.
That was excellent.
So I
Oh.
found an
I'm glad you said
alphabet.
that.
I don't want to be fucking dinosaurs anymore. We need a new topic. God damn.
Well, what's wrong with fucking dinosaurs? You didn't even say which.
All right, which
Long
crocodilian?
neck.
I was gonna say I fuck with the saltwater crocodile.
Who is saltwater?
What? Why?
That
You
was
Basically a
when you
dinosaur.
can implicate. You can be implicated on. That's why we.
I wouldn't fuck it, but I really enjoy that animal. You know what I mean? It's probably-
Yo,
Yeah,
they're
cool.
like they're huge.
I wouldn't
fucking
fuck it,
big.
but I really enjoy the animal.
Yeah, I would just like
That's how
chill
I feel
near
about
one.
every animal.
Yeah, I would just chill near
I
one,
wouldn't fuck
look
it.
at it. I
Period.
don't know if I'd fuck it though. Yeah.
End it
Yes.
there.
I guess I would have to see.
Would fucking
Neil,
dinosaur
that's
be
it. I mean,
considered
which
bestiality? Are
yeah.
dinosaurs animals because they're extinct?
I guess I would have to see how I felt in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what about a mammoth? Would you fuck a
Pre-bestiality.
That's the only problem with the mammoth. You'd have to like really.
It would
do
be
some
like
work.
throwing a hot dog down a hallway. I mean, come on,
I'm
let's
trying
be
to
real
put
here.
together a good like
The
fossil
mammossy.
/ boner joke.
Here's the real question. Here's the real question. All right,
His brain's
we're
about to
going.
Said
Hey,
the
we're reaching back in the
mammossy.
past. We're reaching back in the past. We need to go into the future. Would
Alien.
you fuck an alien?
Yes.
Yes,
I would
I'd
probably-
fucking
Yes.
How
alien.
many titties
I
would they
actually
have?
look forward to aliens that are like
How many titties
procreate with humans. I'm like,
would
let's
they
go.
look like?
I will fuck an alien.
How
As
many
long as
booty
it's not
cheeks would
actively
they
trying to
have?
kill
Fuck an
me.
alien.
Would you
Let's
fuck a
look at-
robot?
Fucking accomplishment.
Would you fuck a robot?
Would they have balls?
obviously.
Fuck getting arrayed by
You-
some
but
fucking weird ass.
most people fuck
2022. I don't
robots
think
now.
that's a question anymore.
Yeah, most people fuck robots now.
Right.
Like, have
Wait,
you
who
seen
asked-
some of the shit they got? Like, holy
Yeah.
fuck.
Who asked if people been fucking robots?
They have this thing.
Wait,
My God, what
hold
is
on.
it? I forget the brand, but I they used to actually like sponsor the studio or whatever. But it's like this thing where it can vibrate like with another toy at the same thing, and it just they hook up and they connect through the internet. Wild shit, bro.
Why
Wild
not?
shit.
No, have you seen the one that actually looks like a woman and like it's a whole ass thing?
No,
like
tell
the
me
G-
more.
no, it's gotta.
Oh,
It's gotta look like,
the Chinese braid. If you don't stop drawing on my face,
It's gotta look like the
I
8-foot
swear.
woman for Avatar.
If you
No.
can't
Yeah, the
listen,
alien looks
if
like
you
that,
don't
there's no
realize
doubt.
if you guys don't realize by now, every fucking billionaire has fucked a robot. Like every
Yes.
single one of them has.
Like-
You know
Yeah,
it's
dude.
fucking true.
like
At least
I
one.
mean, so
They
so
are the
are
robots that
women.
people
What
are
are
fucking.
dildos,
what
but
what are they
robots.
called?
I mean, they're very simplistic robots. They vibrate.
They
That's
don't
been
have to be humanoid robots.
yeah, but fucking machines like that have been around. No, like they have like
Billionaires
full.
to be fucking some humanoid
like,
robots. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
like there
They're-
are
yeah, let's
literal
look into some weird shit.
humanoid sex robots that are already being made. Like they're
Yeah.
in.
Obviously.
Oh yeah, they're called
Like-
real girls.
Yeah.
You can
Like,
get
I'm
real
pretty-
girls already. Like
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
All I
I'm
can
pretty
think of is
sure.
Westworld right now while we're
pretty
talking
sure-
about this.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure in
yeah.
all the billionaire like
Fleshlights are
salons and like
amazing.
saunas
I
and
don't
shit,
know, I
like
think the
in the rich
fleshlights
boy
are fucking
saunas,
awesome.
you just like
Fleshlights
walk
rock.
up in a steam room and stick your dick in a hole, and it does like they've got the. It's already done. All right, listen.
That'd
You
be
just
great.
gotta
Another
let
glory
I'll
the
hole.
fuck with-
masses.
I fuck
I'd
with
be
Public
saying,
if
Loser.
you've never used a flashlight,
fucking glowing
you know,
hole.
when you're in need,
I fuck with Public
fleshlights-
Loser with the tentacles.
Fleshlights fucking work.
Let's get the tentacles
Fleshlights
going.
work your shit.
Yeah. I guess if you
Don't
go
break
to a
your dick
really
off.
cheap massage
Yo,
parlor, that happens
Did you
too.
guys? Has anybody ever seen that show, The OA?
I did honestly. I didn't like it.
No, I
Listen.
never-
The first season's really garbage. It gets really weird. In the second
That's never
season,
a good
though,
start.
in the second season, there's a squid that fucks this chick on stage, and it's wild.
Hey, that's like the Deep in the Boys.
All right, I'll watch
The-
it.
The Deep in the Boys is
What the
getting
fuck is
fucked by
going on
squids.
with that, right?
What's
Well,
up?
he's a sea
John
creature
just
and
wrote
human, so of
that you
course he's
for the
gonna get fucked
raid.
by sea creatures.
Like, doesn't he remind
Like
you
it
of
all.
like? Doesn't he
I
remind
like
you
that
of
you
like
guys are all
every?
getting a good view of my dog's asshole right now, thanks to Maddie over there.
I'm not because
Nice
I blocked.
dog's asshole.
I blocked.
Celebrate dog's
I
asshole.
blocked his cam because he
Yeah,
kept
bring up
fucking up
that
my
exposure.
Yeah.
squares.
Are dog assholes against TOS? I don't think so, right?
The dog's booty hole.
That was pretty fucking explicit right there. though.
Only if we focus too hard on them, I think.
I've
Okay,
always felt
my
like I
viewers are
wasn't
fine.
like.
If we
I'll be-
change
I'll
the
be
subject,
real,
we'll
if
be
I was
cool.
ever to reass-
You just cut out right there.
cut
That's
out.
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
audio.
It sounded
cut
like
out.
if you were ever to reassign.
if I was ever to reassign myself like, by gender, whatever, like fucking species, I would probably assign myself an alien.
That
I really have never felt like I perfectly fit into the like human world.
He's like, I never-
felt connected to.
I
like-
thought you were gonna do like an animal species.
No,
like,
I would be an
he's like, I've
alien.
never
I'm an
really
alien
felt
of
connected
some
to my
sort.
double
I'm
helix.
probably from some planet somewhere,
I feel like I'm an android
and
now.
a very a very planet with like
I need
very
to get more
shitty
high if y'all
aliens
feeling
that aren't
this
very
shit.
farly evolved from humans.
I like how Jason's like, I never really felt like carbon-based life, you know? I've always felt
Mhm.
like, you know, like maybe like an electron, kind of like electrical kind of
some
being.
selenium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you know, I just
Silica
like
base.
carbon-based, like I just don't like the chains, man. They just never been me, you know?
It
I
is
just
overrated
I
anyway.
And
don't
you
fit
see him
into
go,
it. I don't feel like it works with me. You know, I'm going with.
You know, sometimes you just gotta not be. You just gotta not be.
What the fuck just happened?
I'm not
What?
Not
being.
bead.
You just gotta not be.
Do not perceive it.
That's awesome.
Sometimes
Oh
you
my
just
god.
gotta
By the way,
not
does my mic work?
Does-
Sometimes you just gotta unexist. You just gotta unexist. You
Like,
feel me?
you got
Yo, that
Listen,
mic
Real
sounds
Mars
good,
Attacks
actually.
vibes from this.
you were so lucky I didn't microdose for this whole session because that would have fucked me up.
Oh my
bro.
god, it's Jordan
Would've
Peterson.
fucked-
I don't have a good Jordan Peterson thing though.
All you
I
have
don't
to
know.
do is talk like Kermit the Frog.
It's supposed to make him like
Please tell
spaz
them
out
it's
too.
Jordan, we'll
There's
just
supposed to be
idiot.
something that like he spazzes
Just take
out.
a bunch of benzos and then eat a bunch of meat and you'll be
Go into a
be good.
coma. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this
I
reminds
don't-
me. This
I don't
looks just
know.
like drinking out of cups. Anybody remember that?
No,
Am I
like
just
that
that internet
frog.
old?
I don't know. Drinking
How's
out of
that?
cups, what's that?
Hey, it's Gonzo.
What? It's Squidward, bitch.
God
Oh,
damn, the sass on this Squidward.
Just like
how do
the
you
real
not
one.
know it's Squidward? No, then there's like Tim Burton and
the
shit.
Hate raids
does look
are
like
Make
Tim
coming.
yourself-
Yeah, I was just about to
With
say
whatever
that
this
that
is.
John Gazebo person just
Potato.
so it's
You
weird
can be
how-
extra uwu. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Weird.
That's all right. I'm gonna turn off my alerts for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm thinking about turning mine off because I just got two
Let's
hate
turn it
grades
off,
in a
and then we can
row.
have
Yo.
a conversation. They're gonna fucking do their thing.
So, is there any
Good
video
game,
game
Golf.
coming out that people are excited about? I want to play a
I
new
was
game.
hoping Diablo Immortal.
I'm
would be
excited
interesting,
about
but
the
I don't
video
think
game
so.
that I'm developing right now to
Which
come
game
out.
are you developing?
You know what? I actually don't even have a name for it. It's almost done. I'm just finishing like designing levels, and I don't even have a fucking name for it yet.
Fuck
I gotta
yeah.
get some. I gotta get some people to help me play test it, so I
Ooh,
can.
look at
Yeah.
Maddie's
So I
wife.
can
That's
spitball a
dope.
name.
I
What
do
kind of
video
game?
But it's
game
like
music.
a. No, go ahead. Sorry.
What kind of game is it?
So I'm going for. It's platforming, but it's also like a shooting game. So, and I was going for like a retro Super Mario platforming feel
Nice.
with a retro Contra kind of like shoot 'em up
Yes.
feel. If you've ever played Contra, so
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, dude,
Cool.
Contra.
Up, down, down, B, A, A, B, select, start.
You know it.
Yeah, I
Cheater.
do video game music too.
Oh, you do? Nice.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend of mine who's making some really fucking dope ass shit, dude.
Hell yeah,
Like the
nice.
song,
Oh,
just like randomly make. He's like, "Here you go, dude." Yeah, they just keep
Hey.
fucking giving me songs. I'm like, "Hell
Nice.
yeah!" And I'm throwing them in the game. So that's been a big help because I like making music. It would be a lot more. Like, there's just so much shit that goes into building a
Yeah.
game. There's a ton of art. There's a ton of fucking coding. There's just like the whole thing. So it's like having somebody to help with music is fucking awesome, dude.
Right.
What's that?
Hunt Showdown has been.
Oh,
tight.
it's Red Rust in the chat, actually.
oh yay!
Yeah, Red Rust is hanging out over here too.
Hey.
Much love.
Yeah, I've been playing.
Hey, you know
Mad
what,
Hunt Showdown. Hunt
You
Showdown.
know
is
what?
my
I
Oh,
want to
favorite
get a
game.
hold of. I want to get a hold of
Great.
DJ Danarchy and have
Eat
have
that.
him do like my intro.
I
Like,
can
have
show
him
you
do
all.
the intro for me, because DJ Danarchy is so fucking awesome. He did beer bashes too. Did you know that?
Beer Bash is
He
tight.
did beer bashes intro,
Beer Bash is dope.
and he did beer bashes. Right. It's like DJ Danarchy is fucking awesome.
I could.
I want to try to get them to do do an intro for me.
Alright.
Because he uses like your shit, like you talking, you know, like
New
like
dev.
funny shit you say and then fucking cuts it up. It's so fucking funny. I love that shit.
Oh.
Hey, now that we're on it,
Thanks,
could I share my screen for a small clip to show you guys what I'm working on?
Yeah, for sure,
Sure,
man.
go for it.
Bird
Let
who?
me cut my
Yeah,
music
let's
real quick.
go.
Listen, I'm too high to stop you.
Bird what?
Yeah, there's some music in it too. Yeah, let me see if I can remember how to share my fucking. Hey, look at
See,
that!
now I
Somebody's
can-
rating me. I'm not even fucking streaming.
That happened to me earlier. I think it's just the
Uh,
hate raids from people that are.
Yeah, it totally could
Watching.
be hate rage shit or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I had that same one, so we blocked it. Braid, you said another one for the fake dev hotel.
See, where's my
Who are you wanting for
Discord?
fake? What dev are we recruiting?
How do I share my fucking screen again?
It's down at the bottom, right by your
Oh
mic.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a share
yeah. I
screen.
got it.
Hey,
You talking about Dirtbag?
I might need to talk to Fake Dev Hotel about help stuff. So let them know
There it is. Can you guys see it?
to keep me.
Matey boy in the bottom right.
Sure.
Okay, yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see.
yeah.
All right. I don't
Perfect.
know if you guys can hear it, but the music is fucking sick.
Yeah, I hear it.
Oh,
You got
All
some
right, here we
blasting
go.
metal
That's cool.
going on.
oh, that music is dope.
Gotta figure out how to do this without fucking my screen up.
It's a short
This
clip.
is cool
So.
as fuck, dude.
This game looks fun.
Yeah.
You want that
This
on
this
my-
clip right here is for a boss fight. It's like what? It's a mini boss. This is the first mini boss in the game.
Can we dip out?
Yeah, the
Alright, cool.
art for
I'm
this
I
is
like that
dope.
fucking
off,
cat.
Monday and Tuesday, so
Like the MC's a really cool sprite.
Hold on.
The Gibbs are
He's got a-
tight.
oh, you dropped your concentrator with that. It's right there by the way.
Like it kind of has like Rocket Raccoon vibes, which is why I really like it.
Hold on, I'm trying to
I
get.
fuck with
Like
the
he could-
jibs. The jib effects are tight, and it just looks like it feels like Dead Cells with guns.
That's
And I
yours.
fuck with that vibe.
That's not mine.
Yeah, you know what? The reason for that is I've been playing a fuck ton of Dead Cells.
Yeah, the game was amazing.
As I've been playing this, I've also been playing a shitload of Hades as well too.
Hades
And
was
so
good.
like, yeah, the way the game
Yeah,
will
listen.
is working, like the thing that I've just finished implementing is randomizing levels. So I'm not doing
Nice.
procedural terrain generation. I'm just doing what's it called?
Hey, do you wanna shut your
I'm hand drawing levels, but then I have multiple templates for each level, and
Oh, okay.
so I have an algorithm that serves up a different template each time you go into the level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
gives
yeah.
it some randomization.
Ooh,
How the
River.
fuck do I stop?
River
Oh,
would
there it
like
is.
him, Braid. River.
Well, yeah,
would.
thanks for checking it out. I don't have a name yet, but yeah, that's the game
Yeah.
I'm excited about. So,
So the
all right,
guy
sorry, I didn't
that
mean to take over. I'll shut up now for
the
like
guy
an
that's
hour.
talking, we have a whole server. It's called the Fake Dev Hotel. It's literally a massive Discord server of devs that do everything from
Ooh.
game deving to overlay deving to helping me when
Okay.
when I break shit, because I'm great at breaking shit. So yeah, they're wanting me to invite you because
Hey, so
Send me an
I
invite.
gotta give a shout out real quick to somebody.
do all
One
sorts
of
of
our
coding.
guests that was just here, Miguel, popped out. He is a guitarist, or was a guitarist for Radioactive Chicken Heads. Played with a band called Green Jello.
Oh,
familiar.
what?
Yeah,
Yo.
he was the bassist for Green Jello.
Hell yeah.
And
We were just
that's who
listening
was
to
sitting
Green
here
Jaw at
with
the
us and
card
hanging
game.
out. That's my boy Miguel, and he played for my band too for a little while.
What? I
so,
didn't do that. That's cool as fuck. We were just listening to Green Jello at the card game Thursday night.
yeah.
That's tight as
Little
fuck.
bear, little
Like,
bear,
let me in. Yes.
Not
yes.
by the hair. Yeah, they're funny guys. Like I'm actually a member of that band. Member number 73, and they actually keep a catalog of it. And I was on stage with them with like because they like have you come on stage and you put on these big fucking like furry heads and shit, and like I was Elmo with a giant joint. They're like smoking on stage and shit. So I'm
That's
actually a
fucking
member of
baller.
Green Jello.
That's fucking baller as shit.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
But yeah, Miguel hooked me up with them and introduced me to Guar. And I met,
To
I got to
Guar.
meet- yeah,
That's
I got
tight
to meet
as
all the
fuck.
guys in Guar.
That's
Like
fucking
and
cool.
hang out with them and smoke fat fucking big ass fucking hoot ass blunts with those guys. Dude.
They were really
I
cool.
got so high. And they're old as fuck. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like fucking-
Guar Bar.
they were old when I met them. You know.
People around this
Fuck.
area would go to Guar Bar a lot because it's I guess it's in Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think
But
they
yeah,
come
dope ass
anywhere near
guys.
here.
Fun guys to hang out with. Like fucking me. me and my homie Miguel chilling out with. Always, he's that dude that would take me on some of the fucking wildest rides. Like, I was in a band myself. Obviously, I did the band thing for like 15 years, but like he was more like a hired gun. So he would jump around in between a lot of bands and see a lot of crazy shit because it was just kind of like, hey, let me pick up this guitarist or this bassist real quick. This guy can do it. He's a utility player. We'll just pull him in. And he would, and he'd take off and he'd like travel all over the country with this band or that band or whatever, you know, do the thing.
That's cool.
Told me about going to Skatopia and shit, like doing the whole fucking deal, like
That's
how
cool.
crazy it is out there and shit. Like he did the mess. And like I want him to come on Stonercast one time as an actual guest and tell some real stories about the shit that he did, because I think as far as like talking about crazy drug-addled experiences or like shit like that, dude would fucking school everybody.
My experiment, it's working.
Remember
when I was trying to find a way to make it kind of like smokeless / not smell? It's working. Literally, so you can tell it's starting to get
spoof.
So this, you know, the mask filters that you can buy. Well, we have a ton of the mask filters, so I just like shoved a bunch of them in there.
Those probably would work.
And watch, literally nothing comes out.
Be right back.
Nothing. It is wild. I thought, oh, this isn't gonna work. Works so well because I don't want to like.
Why would you want to hide the evidence of the smoke?
Guar is always one of the best shows ever.
Mi madre.
Yeah.
And also the walls. You don't want your walls to have that smoke shit.
I don't
wash your walls.
I want to bathe in the fucking weed. If I could get a bathtub full of weed or like concentrate, I just like hop in it and like soak in it.
Bro, you know what it
just soak in like fucking liquid concentrate.
You would get so high. That would be
Jason, you know what I'm talking about? When you walk into somebody's house and it has that like weed smell, you're just like, oh, I'm home.
This is a home,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm in the right place.
It was like, yo.
It doesn't want like the whole house.
It's just weed, like maybe a little incense, maybe a little food. You're like,
because they do gummies and stuff. It's not like
throw that nog down. If you're fucking with that nog, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's not a weed thing because they do gummies. It's you know, when you used to go visit. Now I'm getting high because I was talking a lot. You know when you used to go visit like some of your friends' houses and you had like that one friend's house that's like. When you walked in, you didn't never want to be there long because it just smelled weird. You didn't know what quite what it smelled like, but it smelled weird. And you were just always like.
I hated being in people's houses that
smell
was cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
Cigarette smoke was the fucking worst.
I hated
like
weed
when
smoke
I go into somebody's house
edge.
where it smelled like they put out cigarettes in their carpet. I was like, oh my god, dude, this place is
had
fucking
friends.
nasty.
Which, by the way, don't you fucking
I've been
tell
to
me?
a lot of punk houses, and there was a lot of punk houses. Respect.
Don't tell me regulations don't fucking work, because like remember back when people were allowed to smoke everywhere and how awful it smelled literally everywhere you went.
Bruh, I used to play shows in venues where people would smoke cigarettes, and the only reason I liked that they could smoke cigarettes there is because it was one of the few places you could walk into. You knew they were smoking those cigarettes so that everybody else could light up a fat fucking joint.
Yeah.
You know, find the guy with the joint, you know, like play the game, you know.
Like where is he? I know you're here. I know you're here.
I need to change the water, but I don't want to get up. Cause look, the fucking ash, because it doesn't have the trap, the ash falls.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm telling you,
That's
just
unfortunate.
just one of those little jacks, fucking.
The glass jack.
Is it worth?
Switch to wax.
Switch to wax, yeah, that's the better alternative.
I'll only have a card right now.
Hanger on it. You could actually put your pen in that fucking hole and fucking hit the button and suck through it, as long as you can make it like
Say
where
that
it's
whole
got
sentence again, but slower.
no space for like air to leak. You could fucking hit it with, like I've done pens off of my dabber. This one, I used to hit my pen off of it all the time. I just fucking here. My pen's in the other room. Give me just a second. I'll
Yo,
grab it.
THC bath bombs.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
How would
You know the
love
weirdest
people
thing I've
rubbing your
seen
skin like
made
that.
from THC? Straight up, weirdest thing I've seen is THC lube.
Yeah, I've seen that too. That's kind
that
of
would be good for ass play?
So I used to
Maybe.
do this number. I'm not gonna hit this because I stuck my nose on it earlier, and that's fucking gross. But yeah,
Just
But
do
my
I
it.
just
hole's
hit my
bigger than
pen.
that.
and then pull.
But the holes, I'm gonna have to like MacGyver something.
It actually worked. That's
Goober.
Skywalker OG right there.
THC tampons.
I'm
Sheesh.
gonna have to MacGyver something. But is it worth it to go and dump this out and refill it?
Is it clogged?
Yeah, all you need to do is dump it out,
No, it's
refill it
not
with some clean
clogged.
water.
If it's not
And-
clogged,
What like this? I'll just go dump it out real quick.
Yeah. There's like tincture for sure.
distillate's the way to go if you just want to get high.
I
really quick.
love distillate.
Distillate.
I used to
great.
work at a distillate lab.
I love
Really?
distillate. As you
That's
can
dope.
tell,
I had no that too, but
these are all my struggle strips for the reclaim / I'm out when you get
So-
desperate.
So I'm gonna tell you a story. Well, not a
Struggle
long
strips.
story, a short story.
Struggle
But
strips.
I had a partner, and I used to get I'd concentrate, and I'd smoke the shit out of my shit, but she'd never smoked that with me. The only thing she wanted to smoke was the reclaim, and she would like every time that I'd finish like a bunch of like shit,
Whoever
she'd go
designed
and
this-
clean out my bong
Oh yeah.
and get all the
Sucks.
reclaim out of it, and she's like, "That's what I want to
There's
smoke."
still some. That's really
And
weird.
I'm like, all right, and I kept telling her that's like the dirtiest shit. Like it's the byproduct, you know. And she's like,
Yeah.
no, but it gets me
Yeah,
high,
that's
you know.
Y'all had some nasty sex, didn't you? Y'all had some sex you weren't proud of.
Fuck outta here.
I was proud of every second of it because it was nasty. It was like, oh no.
he's like, "You're not wrong." I mean,
It
Y'all-
was
Find
great.
out.
It was great nasty sex.
Yeah.
yo, dude, if she doesn't clean her bong, man, it's game over.
Oh yeah. You see, you walk in
Oh,
and see
she
the
cleaned
mattress
it.
on the floor, you
She
know it's
cleaned
about
it.
to go crazy.
And then she smoked it.
You just walk in the room and you're like, oh, I know.
Damn, bitch, you live like this.
It's gonna be great.
So I may be able to make something to hit it with my pen.
If she can fuck you and make you cry,
Just
you
hit the
can't be mad
pen.
about it.
No, I was gonna do the thing that he used the pen in the bong. I wanted to use the pen in the bong. I'm high enough to MacGyver that shit. But
You
I
can do
just
that. It's very
JJ for
easy.
now said she's a 10, but her bong water murky.
She's a 10, but her bong water has spores.
I love it.
it's not no, it's not old. It's just burnt, okay? I swear to God, it's not old. It's just everything falls because there's no filter mesh thingy. Like I bought a cheap ass bong and I regret it. I should have just like asked someone like that didn't work there, because I mean, if you work at a head shop in Arkansas, how much do you really know about bongs? He acted like he knew a lot. I don't
I
know.
work at a head shop in Southern California. If you ever have any questions,
Because
California,
this is
knows
baby's
how to
first
party.
this is baby's first bong, and it is not it's
Like I
not
said,
the
it's
greatest.
fine. It'd be
Time
good
out,
for
time out. Are we
wax,
just gonna
though.
like let go of the fact that she just casually took that dude's soul on stream? Like she's just like,
I
what
love
the
it.
fuck does
I
he?
love it.
She's like,
Own the motherfucker. Own that motherfucker.
Because he said I couldn't put ice in here, and that's what these are like made for.
The ice
He
pinch,
said
yeah.
that this wasn't one. And then
So
my friend
here's
was
what
like,
it is. That's a bong made with an ice pinch that was ill fucking conceived. because
Yeah,
they
who
didn't
has
take
ice
into
that
the
small?
account that you're not
Yeah.
going to be able to get that small ice cubes down that fucking thing.
Unless you use like
They
popcorn
were
ice
This
or
happens a
something.
lot.
Like crushed ice, you could like use like shaved ice.
But
Like
that is like a
But what's the
tiny.
point
Okay, so
then?
here's my pinky.
yeah. Yeah,
You
so
can get it
like,
done,
it's
and
a-
it would be
it's an
nice.
It's
but
This is my
ill-conceived
pinky.
engineering.
I think
it
that's
wouldn't
just
be worth it
decoration.
either, because by the time the ice melts, it would
Yeah,
be
that
all
can't
up in
even
you.
be an ice pinch. That's not an ice
Are there
pincher.
any holes on that whatsoever besides the one that you're sticking your finger in?
No, it's not
No.
through. It's just a
Yeah, then
decoration.
it's
That's
Aesthetic,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
decoration.
Maybe more for like to create more percolation somehow, or I
I'm
don't know.
telling you,
Like
wax will
airflow.
be what you want to use out of that.
I
Be
would
right
use
back.
wax for
Well,
that.
I
Oh,
like
for sure, I agree.
alternating.
That's definitely for wax, but
I like alternating between flour and wax, though.
You gotta
because I
get
do
just
feel
like
them
a straight
apart.
volcano bong for weed. That's the way to go because they're easy to clean and you get a big hit.
But yeah, baby's first bong was a mamajor fail. It was $35. So
You can save it. You
I
can
have a-
still salvage it.
I have a regular fucking Pyrex.
all right, I'm gonna
I
go
like
dump
mine
out
a
the
lot.
water.
the beaker.
It's dirty. I need to clean it right
But
now.
I
'cause
also
don't use
I
it
also
very
wanted a
Fuck
often.
with it,
small
JJ.
one. I wanted a small one because I didn't want to like because I will take the whole thing.
I want
Okay,
a US tubes.
I'll take the whole rip. I have
That's
no
the point.
self-control.
Tubes.
I know, but I have no self-control. So like with this, I have self-control. If I have a huge one, I'm just gonna be in space. Like I'm gonna be.
Sweet.
I almost said space cowboy like a fucking nerd. Okay, I'm gonna go
See
dump
you
this
later,
water
Some
Space
people
out.
call
Cowboy.
me a space
Space
cowboy.
cowboy. And even not even in relation to that. Space cowboy is just like the first thing that popped in my fucking head.
Do bongs have
Freaking
two
judging
holes, or is
me?
it just one
Judging
hole
me?
stretch? It's when you're the glass blower, it's kind of just one whole stretch. Kind of.
It's just us three now. Everybody else is
Everybody,
AFK.
yeah. Oh,
They all had to take
Oh, we
a
got 'em back.
vacation. They're like, these folks too wild for us. That's okay.
We were giving smoking instructions. It's,
I mean, I'm sitting here doing
Some
nose
of the
dabs while you guys
tutorials.
are talking, so you know whatever.
it's a stoner stream. I think it's a good thing to talk about.
What's a good thing to talk about?
Smoking
nose
instructions.
dabs. Oh, smoking instructions, yeah. And nose dabs.
Also
Hot
nose
rails? What?
spots.
I did another one right now. I did more nose dabs.
Oh God!
I'm
They
just,
call Jason
I
the
think-
Iron Schnoz.
I think I'm becoming addicted to the fucking nose dabs. They get you high
Addicted to
really
nose
fucking
dabs.
fast, dude. They
I
get you
sneeze
When I
even
got my
when I
wisdom-
exhale a
really
card.
fast.
Listen,
When I got
Listen,
my wisdom
we
teeth
all-
taken out in January, I had to do nose dabs because I was afraid I was gonna get dry socket.
That's
Uh-huh.
a legitimate fear. Don't even fuck
And
with
did
that
you
when
get
they tell
super
not
high
to.
real quick?
What's that?
huh?
Did you get super high real quick off of it?
Fuck yeah.
So can I just tell you? Listen, the nose. She is a dangerous temptress. Okay, very quickly you will want to do everything up the nose. Not everything was meant to go up the nose, but you'll
Well,
try.
save
Believe me,
other
I've
things
done
You'll
all the
try.
drugs
my
up the
nose.
nose. I've done all the drugs up the nose. I'm old. I'm 42, guys. I was in a
Listen.
fucking metal band. I did all the drugs.
I'll do other things in my nose, but I won't do a dab out of my nose.
Mm. Mm.
That's
Interesting.
too painful.
Oh,
It's
I've done
actually
some
not.
painful
It's less
things.
painful than a hot rail. Hot rails burn like a mother.
Hot,
So wait, what's a hot rail again?
don't.
Oh
Hot
my
rail
God.
is. Okay, so
I was. I remember.
crystal is
I'm
like
42.
crystal.
I was in high school. Okay, so statute of limitations have passed,
Right.
and I was under the age of 18.
Allegedly.
okay?
And this is all allegedly.
Continue, Aston. Yeah,
So,
explain.
so hot rail is basically, like I said, Chris has a very low evaporation level, so you can literally like light it on anything. So basically, you heat up a glass tube, and you go down a line, and by you snorting up the Chris, it vaporizes and turns into gas by the time it gets to the back of your nose.
And then you can blow out
Allegedly
smoke
in
then you blow
Roblox,
out
that's
smoke.
how that works.
Allegedly.
in Roblox. In another reality, if you weren't to be somebody who ever life when you were under the age
I
of
didn't know
18.
nothing about this before I came in here. It's like, nah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
I don't do
I'm
that.
from Baltimore. They do different stuff here.
I good kid.
No, it's okay. It's just like as
Very
soon as you said you were in the West, Jason, like as soon as you were saying like Arizona, I was like, oh, yeah, I know you've seen some shit. Like
Yeah.
they're like fucking daywalkers out there, dude.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it is methed out like crazy.
Everybody's all messed up out here.
What was in this?
And
Like you, like seriously, every person you see, like
Wait, you
especially
guys are
the
talking about Bakersfield, right?
you guys are
right?
talking about San Diego,
Methamphetamine.
right?
but every white person you see, you're like, is that person fucking 55 or 25? I
Maybe what I
don't
ate
fucking know.
this.
Hey,
Go to Mesa,
okay.
Arizona. You can
You know,
find that for
and-
sure.
In defense of people who look older than they should, right? Like, I gotta tell you, up until I hit 35, dude, I swear to God, I looked like I was in my early fucking 20s. And I kid you fucking not, dude. Once I hit fucking 35, the beer belly kicked in, the hair started fucking going away and shit, dude. Just out of fucking nowhere. Out of nowhere. Which is also, you guys can fucking clip this if you want, another proof of like white supremacy being completely fucking false, dude. If superior genes are supposed to be a thing, I don't think that like fucking I don't think this is it, dude. Like, I gotta tell you.
Chad's in the replies trying to explain why male pattern baldness is actually better.
No, the cope is so real.
Coping.
Listen, I'm not losing my hair. My forehead just got it's getting bigger. You know, my brain power is like growing. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what a tread
Listen.
would.
You know what's funny?
You just all have
Hayes
to be
Listen.
careful. That
Maker
could be
says
us
what's
one
up.
Guys are all
Wait,
worried
wait.
about that, and women like don't like care about like y'all's whole thing about that. And that's
This is
like the
what
funniest
men
part.
have to go
Is you guys
through.
is you guys like worry about it a lot, and I know some of it's like for confidence and stuff, but like I guess just to give a confidence boost is like we're not talking about that shit at all. Like no one's like
Well, you guys
Unless
say
they're
that about
actively
little
making fun
dicks
of you.
too. That's not going to make us feel any better about it, right? Like the two.
Like- like I couldn't like none of you like I wouldn't characterize any of you as like the whole male pattern baldness thing. Like
I mean, I'm wearing a hat.
I don't know where the
Yeah.
fuck like your hairline's supposed to be, or like if it's recessed. Like
well, there's no
Listen,
questioning me.
actually,
I'm
I didn't
gorgeous.
really mind. I didn't mind the front starting to recess because that shit kind of started happening. I say 35 because it's a bit, you know, but like it's kind of started recessing even when I was in high school a little bit, but it wasn't that noticeable. It was noticeable to me, you know what I mean? It started getting a little bit thinner and stuff, but it was still there, and like I could do shit with it. But like I'd shit you not at 35. Look, this shit right here, it goes back, right? The thing though, and I'm not gonna like flip my whole body around so you can see the back, but it started going away in the back too, and that's when I was like, "Oh shit, I'm fucking bald."
you're like oh,
When
where
it
you
started
go?
going away in the back too, did you feel like you needed to get a back tattoo to hide the back too?
I actually spent the last probably 4 years with my head completely shaved. I bicked it because I was like, "Fuck it, dude, it's gone anyway," you know. And then
Like,
lately,
you're
I
back
just
to the
haven't
head
been
tattoo?
because I haven't been because I'm fucking lazy, you know. But
Yo,
But would you
real
go
quick,
back to
but
the head
I
tattoo?
do want to say, first of all, we stan our bald brothers, right? Like,
all right,
no, straight up, like that's low key something we don't do enough. That and like I said, the little dick
Yeah.
thing we
Like
pile
someone
on
in
and we
chat just
shouldn't.
said, "What do you prefer?"
Hey, I
But,
never said I
Like,
had
I
little
don't
dick.
care.
say,
Like
Come
I
on.
don't.
But I will say, when I was talking about them looking older, no, dude, have you seen people on meth, dude? Like they're like
Oh,
28, but they
yeah.
look like they're
Yes.
fucking 60. It's
I live in
wild.
Bakersfield. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He says I live in Bakersfield. Goddamn.
Go to Mesa, Arizona
Yeah.
in the 90s. We
Just
were
a
at the
stone's
peak
throw
of
away.
fucking meth production. in the
Arizona,
US,
definitely.
and
You
we
listen, any
fucking-
place-
I saw all those fucking motherfuckers, zombies walking down the
Yeah,
street.
any place
I
in
used to
America
tell
with a
people, if you
desert
wanna
type
see-
climate.
Yeah, what the fuck else are you
I
gonna
used
do
to
in
tell
a desert
people, if you want to
besides
see what
meth?
demons look like or
Exactly.
zombies, just go out to fucking Apache Junction or fucking Mesa, Arizona, and you can see them walking all over the place because that's what they look like. Fucking
Head on
zombies.
down to Yuma.
Yeah, they do. They actually do. It's like that's why I call them daywalkers, which is insensitive. It really sucks because while I was out in Vegas, they have like terrible health infrastructure. They're actually the place that like shipped their homeless away. Like that was a thing.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
like
it really is no joke, dude. For real, I joke about it and too. So, and I feel bad sometimes when I do it. But like, I grew up in foster homes and shit, right?
Mhm.
That's a whole other story. But one of the foster homes that I lived in, they were cool as fuck, dude. And I couldn't believe it because every other place I was at was terrible. Like they were fucking just in it for the money, and it really
Yeah.
it was fucking it
Sucks.
sucked. Yeah, but
We
like
should ban abortion, right?
yeah, no shit. Yeah, we don't have enough people, but but like it was fuck. Where was I going with that? What was the point of what we were talking about? You guys threw me off
Meth.
my meth. That's right. The foster parents that I had, it was like my third foster home. They were cool as shit, but they ended up getting divorced, and so they stopped doing foster care. And my mom, which part of the reason why I was in foster care was she had some serious like mental problems and stuff, and she was super poor. And she lived in this place that was affectionately known as the Crack Tree Apartments. It was called the Rain Tree Apartments, but affectionately
Rain
known
Tree
as the
Apartments,
Crack
it was a
Tree
crack-
because it was
Crack
just
Tree
like
apartments too.
riddled with meth. I know crack and meth are different fucking things, but you know, a crack house, a meth house, you know what I'm saying?
And cracks
So it was called the
sounds
Crack
We
Tree,
had a
but like
fucking apartment complex
ran
that called the same
into-
thing.
I ran
That's so
into
fucked up.
my old fucking foster mom in this place, and like she was like a pretty like respectable person. She was very good looking and stuff. And when I ran into her at the fucking Crack Tree, she was doing meth with she invited me and my friends over, and I've actually never even fucking tried meth. And it tripped me out because I was probably like 14 or 15, and all
Oh,
my buddies used to
jeez.
fucking skateboard around the apartment smoking weed and shit, you know. And but yeah, she took me. She was living there, and she took me to her place, and we all hung out and fucking. They were doing meth. Me and my buddies were smoking weed and shit. But she fucked up her whole fucking life, with meth. That like I've seen people fuck their whole fucking worlds up, over meth, dude.
For real, for real, for real.
Yeah, yeah. And
mean,
even
that-
if you come out of it, you're not going to come out of it the same. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
she got off of it and even got back with her husband they got divorced and the whole foster thing went away. And we had to go to, I went to a really fucked up place after that. But like, they got back together. She was off of drugs and shit like that. But like, they were still like, they were never the same, you know?
Well,
And
it's
fucked
it,
her up, dude.
it's a
And
long-
physically
it-
fucked her up too. You know, like she looked different. You
it
know?
does a
and
lot
that
of
never
long term like mental, like it actually change your fucking personality. Like it actually, like it's one of the things that can actually physically change your personality, which is crazy, you know.
Yeah, it can cause a psychosis.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, back on the hot rails though.
Yeah, I was doing hot rails of weed.
Pass.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done like rails of weed, I guess you could say. Like, okay,
Mr.
so
Collector.
have you ever like not had a fucking dab rig, but like
Yep.
you have wax to smoke? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? If you just
Hot
get that
knife.
shit real fucking
Yeah, get a
hot,
hot
and
knife,
breathe
yeah.
that smoke, you're gonna get high. You know. So
I
yeah,
tried
I've
it
done
in one of my
knife
pipes once.
Hell yeah.
That's why you
It did
gotta
not work
collect.
well.
So
Maybe
do you
have some
ever
tinfoil.
do you ever take those, like, you know how like the rig will get like that dark wax like as it's arching in or whatever? You ever heat that bitch up and like drip it out and then fucking take a hit of that? Am I the only crackhead here?
Honey, nah,
Nah,
recon-
Try
dude,
not
I've
to
been
do
scraping
reclaim
my
anymore.
pipes. I've been scraping my pipes and smoking some nasty ass shit for the longest time. That's just a consequence of needing to get high and being fucking poor.
So I want to ask you guys
But I was
something.
saying
I
the
want to send this.
circle.
This is a question I want to around everybody. Okay, I want to get an answer from everybody. I want everybody to answer. So we're gonna legit go in what you're saying. Which
I wish I
everybody
knew
does
what you
in
were
Alphabetical
saying, my
order.
dude.
You're
really
cutting
do.
out.
Still cutting out.
Okay, it should all be in alphabetical order, right? Like,
There it is.
so I want this all to go like accordingly. But okay, so here's the question. What was your first encounter with dabs? And I legit want it to go around. So I want everybody to answer and let everybody get a chance to get their answer out, and then we can just okay. So we're gonna start with Aston. We'll go Dirtbag. We'll go Endless. We'll go Maddie. We'll go No True Leftist. We'll go Clyde, and then we'll go Mike, who's sitting in the corner. Mike Lightyear, the mod and producer, and my actual puppet string manager.
Oh shit,
Hey.
let's go.
I'm gonna make him
Hey,
answer
what's
the-
up, guys?
Only have a couple nugs left.
Oh no.
Whoa.
I imagine they don't have delivery services where you are.
All right, so am I supposed to go do the
Oh,
dab
no, is
thing?
it legal or not? I have
Look
no
right there.
idea.
God
All right,
damn.
everybody give
No, and my refill is Tuesday.
It scares me
Everybody
when
give
people
Aston
look
the
at
floor.
directly
What
in
do
their camera while they're streaming, and I'm watching them. I've done it. I do it sometimes, but I even feel weird doing it. Like I'm doing it, but like I feel weird when I'm doing it and shit. Like when other people do it and I catch eyes with them, I'm like, oh fuck, I feel weird. Are you? I don't know why.
That was an honest question.
Oh my god.
Dirtbag, look at me. Look at me.
I
Dirtbag.
swear to God, I keep saying you got to give a nigga a warning. What if I was microdosing?
What if we were macro dosing?
Right? Okay, so baby's first dab. All right, let me tell you. Right. So I was at my dealer's place. This is back when you guys remember. I don't know if it's like this for everybody's phase of life, but this was like my college phase where you just kind of nested at different people's houses for long periods of time. Like you'd go like here, we're all you and all your friends were just like staying at this place, and then you're staying at like it's weird. You all have your own places. So I was staying at my dealer's place for a couple of days. Like we were just drinking, doing whatever, going to class, all that good shit. And he shows me what a dab is. I gotta go home that night. And I'm like, all right, cool. Set me up a dab. Let's do this. I'm ready. Let's go. You know, this is before I had done most things. So I guess weed is a gateway drug. Actually, it's not weed as much as it is Vegas, but let's leave that there.
Vegas is definitely a gateway drug.
Vegas is a gateway to a lot of fucking things.
Right? Yo. So what happened was I take this dab and I get really high and I'm like, okay, this was really good. This got me really, really high. I'm thinking I'm having a good time. So I get in my car and I go to drive home, right? And I'm fucking going. I'm driving back. As you can imagine, like I'm like staying in the lines, doing all the things. And then like 40 minutes goes by and my friend comes outside and goes, dude, you've been sitting in your car for 40 minutes in the driveway. I was just,
No.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I was just standing. He's like, you like, you've had your hands on the wheel for like 40 minutes, dude. Just come take a nap, man. It was
Just completely fucking greened out of your mind and shit. That's hilarious.
just
Greening out in
sitting
the
there, thinking that I literally thought I was going home. I'm like, yeah, man, really easy driving. Like, I'm like, and he just like, I'm like, how is he walking towards me right now? Wait, what? And I realized I was still in his like driveway. It was fucking hilarious.
That's fucking great. Oh shit. Is it me next?
Right.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's you, Dirt. What's up?
All right, fuck. Okay, so the first time I ever did a dab, you know what? My story about my first dab is probably not that exciting unless I give you a little bit of a backstory, which is that like I've been smoking weed since I was about 13, and by the time I was 16, I was smoking weed every day, and I've smoked hash, like up until the point where I had first done dabs. You know, I had smoked hash. I'd smoked some pretty fucking dank weed. Even though as a kid, most of the weed that we got was like some stress. It was straight up Mexican brick weed. It came from Tijuana. It came up the I-25 interstate. And that shit happened to go through the town I grew up in, you know?
know
But
stuff like
occasionally a good weed would come through there. And as I started getting into high school, people had started growing like hydroponics in their closets and experimenting. And so like real dank weed was starting to come out too. And by the time I had gotten to dabs, it was probably like already like 2010, 2011. And I first did it at a fucking dispensary here in California. And
Nice.
like I went in there and I would buy some weed and they were giving away free dabs, you know? And I was like, yeah, all right, whatever, dude. That shit ain't gonna fucking phase me that much, you know? And I took one big rip and I swear to God, I thought I was gonna fucking die. Because like I don't know, like any of you guys who ever have been potheads, which I feel like a lot of you probably are, we're on the Stonercast, right? There's that moment where like I don't know, like when I very first started smoking weed, I don't know that I really even got high, maybe a little bit giggly and stuff. But then there's that one time you get high and you really get high, and you're like, your heart's beating and you're like, am I gonna die and shit, you know?
Like,
Oh, I've
like
done. I've
you're
yes.
stuck in slow-mo and shit. You're like, what the fuck
exactly,
is...
dude. You're starting to see tracers and shit. And you're like,
Right.
what the fuck, dude? Well, I hadn't been that high since I first got like my first real high. And so I was like, I came out of that fucking place and like, I was like, how the fuck am I gonna get? I can't get home now. I'm like, I'm stuck. I'm stuck here. I can't get in my car and fucking drive away. And yeah, I probably sat there for, as you were saying, it was at least a good 30, 40 minutes for me too. Just chilling there. Like, I guess I was greened out for sure, but more so than greened out, I was just like aware in my own mind that I was like, oh God, I'm completely fucked. I can't move right now.
You guys ever see those like ninja movies where they like get the guy with some sort of poison that slows down time, so he has to feel agony for like 1,000 years or whatever while he's not like, it's that shit right there. That shit.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then I fucking did dabs quite a bit after that, and then I started to build the tolerance to it, and then I was at the point where like it didn't phase me anymore. And then I also decided that like, you know what, it doesn't get me that much higher anymore. Like I don't feel completely fucking greened out. And then like it really fucked up my lungs, dude, doing fucking dabs every day. So I quit. I was like, fuck it. And I just smoke flower now, dude. Like a boomer, I load up my pipe,
Well, especially a
boomer.
few years
Smoke
ago,
some
wax
weed.
just used to be worse. It would have all kinds of contaminants
Yeah,
and shit.
it
It
smoke-
would be
yeah.
left over.
Right.
I
Yeah,
do
and
pay
I
a
think
lot
when I
extra to
started,
smoke good shit because
yeah,
I worry about my lungs too. So I've
Yeah.
always been like that, and I've always really every time I buy anything that's like a concentrate, if it smells off or if there's bubbles, I'm like, nope, not
It-
touching it. I'll fucking give it back. I'll be like, if you see bubbles in it will shatter especially.
It
yeah.
was really bad
mean,
back when it was.
hasn't
Remember when
been
it was
purged,
like,
and I won't buy shit that's not purged.
It would just straight up be
When I
brown,
open
like
it,
black.
fuck no.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
remember when you would
We used
get
to call
like
that poop soup.
1 out of 2 carts would have been like, was like bad, like where you'd get some dude that like jerry rigged, made a cart out of his garage or some shit, and you used to have to like, literally you couldn't tell. It'd be like 1 out of 2 and you just like pull it up, you're like, oh no, got a bad one today. Like it was so inconsistent.
Yeah, they'd
So,
be the wrong
EC, what's your
consistency.
experience? What's your first dab extraordinaire?
talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm next. Oh shit. Oh,
See,
second
that
guessing
means
myself.
everybody's high.
You probably just
That
thought I
means
was never
everybody's
gonna
high,
fucking.
Yes.
You probably just thought I was never gonna
so
fucking shut up.
so yeah, nah. No, I've been kind of, and I've grown up in Baltimore. I was in the music scene. People who are into that shit, like part of like bands, writers and stuff, sometimes would be like dank weed or like whatever. So people would have connects to pretty dank weed, even though it was a prohibition state. The first time I did a dab was like nothing to really write home about, probably. It was at a time, the only thing that makes it really notable for me as well is the fact that I was straight edge for such a long period of time. And I'd only started smoking weed probably like a year or two before this. And I I had just started getting into like, oh, weed smoking is like something beyond just like giant ass bongs or like a Coke can with holes in it behind your apartment building because you're afraid to get caught smoking weed in your house.
Well, don't be giving me nostalgia now. I'm sorry.
know,
But
right?
God, I don't mean to cut you off, but when you say the Coke can with the motherfucking hose bolt in it, oh my God, that takes me back.
Yeah,
dude.
right. Yeah. Right.
All right,
So
I'm
I
sorry.
got
Go ahead.
so speaking of memories, I got one of the remember the wooden box vapes with the whip that you would get.
Magic Flight launch box.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I got one of those, and
Fondly.
ironically that was the first time I fucking did DMT. Allegedly, that shit was nuts. I did it out of one of those, but like. I like brought one of those through. I had a homie who was going back home to the Philippines. He was from the Philippines. He was going back, and it was his going away party. And my other friend, who's always like, he actually works in the cannabis industry here now, and like knows glass blowers and stuff. So he, of course, always had dank ass buds even back in the day. And he was like, "Nah, if you're into that, you should try this." And basically, just like, you know. You have to warn everyone who's never done a dab before, don't burn yourself, don't try to carb this shit, like, here, I'll do the torch for you and everything. Like, it was this whole crazy ass experience, and I just passed the fuck out. I just slept, and then when I woke up, it was time to watch hockey, and it was cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking dope.
Maddie, if you want
Endless
to
Savage.
Maddie's like, I've
Yeah,
never
he
done
was
dabs ever. What is this?
He's
Marriage?
he's the
What?
He's the singer
Maddie,
in one
don't
of my
show
other
them my
bands.
dirty roof, dude. What are you doing?
He's the
Mara,
singer
who's it?
in one of my other bands. This band called Labs.
You're fucking up
that I'm in.
all my angles. And no, I'm kidding.
What was it? One of your other bands?
This band called Laps that I'm in. He sings in that band. He's always had dank ass buds and has always been a cool ass dude.
Hell yeah.
No, we can't hear you.
No, you're not coming through on Discord.
Leftist audio engaged.
It's my fault because they're at my house and they were using my laptop and I
You just
don't
have
know
to
if
duet
it
your
just
microphone.
broke or what, but it won't fucking charge and my charger won't charge it. So I'm not sure what's happening.
Just have
I'm
to
really
put it in
fucking
the
high
ears.
right now though too, so that could be part
Bro, I'm on the fucking moon.
of it.
Me too. I'm very high.
Hell yeah.
My
That I
high
would say
level
that
is
means
My
even
high level
regardless
is
of-
75%.
regardless of what has happened or will happen in the Stonercast, I would call it a success already. though.
Successful.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Zooter pilled.
Fuck yeah. I mean,
All right, we want to jump
these
to.
angles of amazing.
Yo, how do you
So-
keep your nose so clean, Maddie?
Do you want to jump to No Chew Leftist?
Yeah, we'll jump to no two left just to come back to Maddie.
While we figure out the technical difficulties. So my first dab experience also wasn't really a lot to write home about, except for that the first time my brother showed it to me, he called it earwax instead of just wax. I was like, I don't know if I want to
That's what
smoke.
it used to be called. I remember it being
Earwax.
called earwax.
And
I
we did
remember
it off
that.
of tin foil with like a little cup over it because we didn't actually have a dab rig to do it out of. So yeah, but then
Nice.
I did dabs here and there like occasionally, but after I turned 18 I got my med card and then went to a
Mhm.
dispensary and same kind of thing. They had the like the dab bar set up. And this was all obviously before COVID, so they would just like, oh, just wipe a little alcohol and then everybody can use the same rig and it just has an e-nail on it. And
Yeah.
then yeah, same thing, take a big fucking dab because I'm overconfident and then end up having to just sit in the back of my friend's car on the way home just like, oh my fucking god. Way too high. But now dabs are my main thing because it's actually more cost effective for me than
Same.
smoking weed.
True.
True.
You know,
Same.
now that you mention that, that's part of the reason why I actually stopped doing dabs as well, besides the coughing thing and like fucking
Because
up
you
my
love
lungs.
spending money.
Well, no, because like, remember how I was saying like I started building up the tolerance to it and shit? I started spending more money on that than I was spending on flour, you know what I mean? And I didn't feel like I was getting much more of a benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm
because my
actually now-
tolerance went up and shit. It works if you go backwards too. You know that? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like
It's a
if
different
all
high.
you do is dabs, you could smoke some fucking flower and you're gonna be like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm high
Yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
And it's just because it's like
So-
that change up, dude. You know?
There's more
It-
So
like
what I'll
varied
say is, I
cannabinoids in
think,
it.
I think you need to. I don't think you need. I think it's fun to have a little of both. Like me, I do
Yeah.
dabs quicker and easier when I go. That's parent trying to do the thing.
You got to bring the mouth
Move.
and mic them.
I don't have
Bring
a lot
that
of
mic
time.
closer,
I can't
dude.
sit there and smoke a bunch of bowls to get high. You know, so it's like do a dab real quick. I'm out. I'm fucking doing. What
I can only hear part of what he's
Listen,
saying,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it looks
pull
like
your
he's
mic
jerking
buddy.
off two dudes at the same time.
I
Just
mean,
bring
that would
right
be
up into
cool.
am
your
I
mouth.
cutting out that bad?
Threaten me
Yeah.
with a good time.
Is that better?
That's way
Yeah.
better. Sounds sexier too.
Okay.
Real sultry.
Radio voice.
So I'm always having to be on the run, doing the single dab thing. So dabs are an easier alternative. You know, I can't be smoking 2-3 bowls. You know, fucking sitting around with that shit. I gotta fucking like be able to just do my shit and go. You know, so dabs are always easier that way. And I don't know. I find it pretty cost effective, but I like smoking joints too. You know, like
Yeah.
I love
Wait.
fucking when the night's really clear outside and going outside in the moon, smoking a big old fat hoot, just
Oh,
chilling. That shit's fucking nice. I ain't mad at it.
Yo, Clay hasn't said
Smoke,
anything in a
smoke.
minute, and I think I've just been watching her just smoke, like back to
I
back
was
to back
watching
to
that
back.
too.
trying
I
to
was
catch
like,
up.
what is that rig that they're using, dude? What is that?
I was trying to catch up. I've been talking so much that I wasn't as high as everyone else, but now, as you can see, hold on, my cat wants out. But no, I also have a picture of the of the night that I first dabbed because it's priceless. There's also a link for that.
Oh
But
shit.
yeah, no, I made it pretty nice.
Well, I'll share my first dabbing experience with you guys.
Was it earlier when I saw you coughing all over the place?
That was the first
Baby's
time.
first step.
That was through my nose. Oh no, that wasn't. No. So the first time I did a dab, I was hungover as fuck after a show that I did, and my homie, my weed guy, was like, "Hey, I'm gonna come through," and like I didn't even hit him, but I actually needed weed, which kind of, and he had some bomb ass green crack, and that's like has been my favorite strain
Ooh,
forever.
that's a strain, yeah.
So he's like, "Yeah, bro, I'm gonna come through," and I was like, "Okay, you're coming through on a fly. Like this must be something fucking golden. You're not coming through on the fly for no reason." So he comes over and he's like, he brings in this fucking big box and he sets it down on the floor next to the coffee table. Goes back out. He comes back and he brings in this fucking Murray's pomade jar and this huge ass fucking torch. And I told him, I was like, "Listen, bro, like, hey, I like to smoke weed, but I ain't into like fucking crack or shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about right now." And he just starts, dude, he fucking roared and laughed so hard. He's like, "Fucking crack. What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yo,
He
that's
wa-
funny
he-
because my fucking partner, dude, the first time I fucking was like, "Yo, check this out," and she was like, "Are you fucking? What kind of drugs are you doing? What the
Yeah.
fuck?"
I had,
I'm like, "No, it's just weed."
There was one time I lived with my mom. My grandma came to visit, and I was doing a dab in the basement, and I had the blowtorch going, and my grandma came downstairs and saw me, and thought I was smoking crack, and like freaked out. Like,
Oh no. Oh, fuck.
yeah, it was fun.
That's horrible.
Nah, you'll know that they're not smoking crack because if they were smoking crack, they'd be talking a lot more
Yeah.
and fucking like, yeah.
They wouldn't
Al-
be
al-
asleep.
also-
They wouldn't be asleep.
Also, nobody ever
Exactly.
walked into a room where somebody was smoking crack and did not immediately smell that they were smoking crack. okay?
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think I
True.
know what crack smells like.
You'd
Oh, you
know.
don't?
No. You don't need. No.
You would
It's one
know
of
it
those-
wasn't weed.
Oh,
yeah, no,
for
it's
sure.
not just you would know it wasn't weed. You'd walk in and you'd be like, it smells like crack. I don't know how you already know, but trust me, you know.
Yeah.
You'll know what crack smells like when you smell it.
I'm sure there would be other context clues too.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, in the interest of
Wheat?
actually, I don't even know what the interest of is in this. Like, you know, crack is crack. You probably shouldn't do it. But like, if you ever have done it, you'll understand why people do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've ever done cocaine, you also understand why people smoke crack as well, right? Crack has like
Honestly, I've tried cocaine.
crack has an
I don't
extra
like it.
stigma around it because it was the cheapest way to get crack, and it was peddled to poor neighborhoods, and there was like a whole fucking racist thing from the government where they were like pushing fucking crack into fucking black neighborhoods and shit like that. And so like what happens is that like there's a stigma around it. But honestly, if you ever done coke, which a lot of people have done coke, do a line at a
Cocaine's a hell of
party
a
and shit
drug.
like that, and it's a lot of fun. It's the
On
same
Adderall,
fucking thing,
so-
dude. It's the same fucking thing, except it's more instant and it's more intense. That's it.
I'm on Adderall, so that's me just sitting here. I'm just like, I take Adderall daily.
Adderall's meth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what
Yeah.
led me to? You know what? You
So
know what
I'm
led
just
me
like,
to do
I
one?
take it daily.
Yeah.
That's
You know
why
what
your
led me
dog.
to do
That's
one?
why your dog keeps getting meth. Got it. Put it together.
You know what led me
3
to
times
doing
now?
cocaine was the gateway to cocaine for me was
A lot of
Ritalin.
alcohol and big bootied women.
No, it was Ritalin, dude. My buddies used to fucking have to take Ritalin back in the day, and they
But
would
Ritalin is
crush it up
different.
and
It's on a
they would
stem.
crush it up in the bathroom, and we would snort that shit, and it would get you high as fuck. That's
I
like the
remember
closest to
those days.
speed that
Oh,
I've
fuck
ever
yeah,
done.
that
I
was a
think.
thing.
But then when somebody busted out some lines of coke, I had already snorted fucking Ritalin. I'm like, it's just a white powder. Okay, I put that shit up my nose before.
Various powders.
Listen,
Sorry, this is the Stoner
motherfucker.
cast, not
The
the
only
crack
thing that got me
cast.
to
I
try coke was like
apologize.
somebody was like, "Do you want to try coke?" And I was like, "Okay."
I mean that generally is how it goes. I thought wait, we gotta do the last
It
dab
wasn't
account
that good,
before
honestly.
Yeah,
before we start
Clive.
doing our coke stories.
Overlord Clive.
That's my only
Look,
one.
your
That's the
first
only time I
dab.
did it.
So
This
it was really good because my friend was awesome.
Wow.
She did not fuck me over. All I had to do was hold the rig, and she did the torch and the tool thingy, whatever it is, the dab for me, and she made sure it was like a small amount. Like she like hooked me up. Okay, like it was an amazing high. And this is the picture. This is me. I also had wine.
I love that you have the glasses on because it like fucking zooms in on the eyes that you can barely fucking see anyway.
Wait. Can I
I
say?
can't even tell the eyeballs there
It
except for
ever.
the fucking gleam off of them, dude. Look at that shit.
Jason, I gotta give you kudos for having a diverse crowd because once again, I am gender jealous. Every experience girls have always sounds so much better. Like every guy was like, "Oh yeah, I was with my friend and he was trying to fuck me with dabs," and
No,
and,
I do
she's
have
like,
that
"No, my friend was
experience.
nice.
No, I do have
She
that
took care of
experience.
me."
And it was a guy friend. And
Oh, it was a guy friend?
Yeah, and it was the gravity bong. And I was like, do I need to like
The grav.
do I need to like do all of it, like only a little bit of it? He's like, just inhale the whole thing. And I had to drive after that because I was just gonna go, like I came there, I forgot what I was getting. I think I was getting like Adderall or something from him, and I ended up hitting his gravity bong, and I inhaled the whole thing, and it was in a Gatorade bottle, and I sat down and we watched Game of Thrones, and it was one of those highs, because like when I get really, really high, I start twitching, but like not like actually like visibly like
The
crackhead
joint
twitching.
jolts.
Yes, like nobody can tell, and I get so like anxious. I'm like, can people tell? But like it's not like an actual twitch. I'm just like internally twitching.
Wait,
But
does
I'm
weed
literally,
make you
like-
Does your
twitch?
vision ever go like this across the room?
No,
Does that
no,
Sometimes when I'm really, really
no. But like the tops of my legs will just like they'll just twitch, and like I'll look and they're not moving. It's like I know that nobody can like see because it's not a crackhead twitch. It's just like a weird like muscle spasm.
Yeah, like a spasm. That's weird. Well, it's not weird
I
that
used to
like
get
it's
joint
weird
jolts all
because
the
like
time.
I've
used to
never
get the
thought about
seizure.
it, but I get those too. Yeah, I get that kind of shit too, and I never really thought about weed being the cause of it.
No,
But from now
it's not.
on, whether or not it is the cause of
Don't
it,
get
that
real
is
high
now
on
getting
that
the cause of
What
it.
the fuck is going on,
Oh,
guys? Everybody, wait a minute. She's talking about she's so fucking high out of her mind that she thinks she's having invisible twitches, and every single person was like, "That sounds medically correct. That sounds absolutely."
Because
I
everybody's
wouldn't take
I've
her
heard of the
word
joint
for it.
because
jolts.
everybody's
Never heard of
felt
the joint
it.
jolts?
You just gotta get high enough.
You just gotta get that high where you're sitting there
Fuck
and you're
all
like,
of you.
because literally it feels like it's this, but nothing's happening. You're not moving. It's just
I love it.
Here's alternative theory. Alternative theory. Y'all are just fucking high.
no, that's
Hey,
what I'm
you know what
saying.
happens. Sometimes.
Trust personal experience, yeah.
But no, I also my first bong experience, I got fucked over. And it was my little, so I was in a sorority, and my little, we drove out to like this park in college, and we were in her like little. So it wasn't a VW Bug, it was a Fiat. So it was like a tiny ass little car, and we were at this like parking lot, and she has this bong, and so I hit it, and I only hit it once, and I did like a huge inhale, and it felt like my lungs were on fire, and I was just like I was trying to breathe but like not breathe, and I was just like and like in my head I'm like every time I inhale my bronchioles are just like flame like I like fucking like fans like literally I was picturing me breathing like you fanning a flame, like it was just kept. So I went to I was like we gotta go back. So I went back to my dorm room. I get in the shower. I turn on the shower because we have unlimited hot water, and I got like put on kind of lukewarm, and I'm standing in my shower with my mouth open, just hoping that it like it was putting out the flames and that my lungs aren't permanently damaged because it's burning so bad, and it's just like I was like I'm dying. This is how I die. This is it. This is the end. And I'm just like in the shower. And there I
Fucking
am
weed
just
logic.
Definitely felt like that after some dabs.
Dabberonis.
Like, this is it. I lived a good life. This is how it ends. Could have gone any way out, but I choose this one.
It was a good dab to die.
I know. And like I can't die from this, but you're just like, fuck, I'm gonna die. This is it.
No,
I'm dead.
I always tell the story of I gave my friend some edibles and they called a fucking ambulance, and it's the funniest thing that ever happened to me. Like, I cannot. These people, they like off the tiniest amount, like freaked out over these edibles they had, and then the best part was the paramedic showed up, and you know what the paramedics told them? They said, "Guys,
What?
you guys are really healthy. You guys are incredibly healthy. Like, you guys aren't dying anytime." And they're like, "Are you sure?" Are you incredibly healthy.
That sounds like something that a person who is high would say.
Dude, you're so healthy right now. Don't even worry
You're like
about it.
so healthy, yo.
You got like 40,
Seriously,
50 more
you're
years
fine,
in you.
bro.
You got this,
Yo,
man.
man.
You got this, bro.
You're so
You're so
healthy.
Because you guys are saying it like that. The paramedics were laughing in their faces. It was more like, "You're fucking healthy, dude." Like, it was more one of those. It was good times had my own.
Oh, that was how I was picturing it though, because I'm high, you know.
I just had a friend that just hit the bowl and took off running outside and took all his clothes off in the middle of the winter. It was kind of nuts.
Yo,
So one
I
time,
mean, you
I
sure
got,
that was weed?
one time I got so I had this when I was like 13 that I convinced my friend's older brother to buy me a little blue acrylic bong that had a pull-out carb on it, and that was new back then. So like having a pull-out carb with an acrylic bong, you're like, damn, that's some slick ass shit. You could actually pull the carb out. You don't have the thumb carb on the back. This is cool, you know. So I get this bong, right?
Yeah.
And well, my parents had caught me with it, right? And they were too scared to throw it out, so they just kept it in their room, like right behind their door. They had locked their door before they left for work. Well, they had one of those locks on top where you could slide down the fucking top lock and just like kind of push the door open. So I just opened the door and like fucking grab my bong and go and smoke it. You know, fuck them. You know,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how I was about it at the time.
Did you get caught a lot?
No.
Yo, I just want to put on the record that my cheeks hurt right now. I feel like I'm like permagrin or something. You know, telling you.
Just try a little face massage. Every weedologist needs to know how to do like emergency face massage.
Weedologist,
Yeah.
I like that.
An emergency.
Really good.
So I took the bong out, and my friend brought over a fucking like 6-foot PVC pipe. So we ended up with about a 7.5 foot, 8-foot bong. They
Nice.
slapped the PVC
Foul.
pipe onto the bong, and
Inches?
we like moved the couch against the island that was like
See,
where the kitchen is, and everybody was standing on the counter, and we were fucking like taking hits off of this nickel. Well, this one kid took a fucking fat rip off it. He never fucking smoked weed. He cleared the whole fucking thing. Like this kid had fucking turbo lungs, fresh
Okay,
virgin
babies.
lungs, never fucking smoked. Fucking took back the whole fucking thing, and we're all sitting there like, oh my god,
Sorry,
dude,
what?
this kid is gonna fucking fall out. Well,
Okay.
hits the shit,
Yeah.
blows it out, you know, has a little bit of a coughing fit, not too. I gotta go home. Yeah, he said he started walking home. Come
There
to
you go.
find out, he passed out in the bushes like fucking like less than a half a mile down the road, and like fucking woke up 4 hours later. It was like holy shit, you know. His parents like fucking. We had pagers
Whoa.
back then. His
Can I
pager going off.
fucking there is like, you know, 3 things that are gonna come for every single person, like death, taxes, and fucking weed naps, right? Like they hold no fucking prisoner. When you get that fucking urge, like all of a sudden the idea in your head, like I gotta take a nap. Like it doesn't stop until like you could be like exercising on a fucking treadmill. It doesn't give a damn. It'll
Yeah.
sit your ass down and
That
tell you
almost
what's
got me
what.
earlier. I had to resist.
I'm
Yo,
resistant right now.
So, I'm gonna guess maybe 1, maybe 2 people know. Since actually, were we still talking about bongs? The last thing I heard was something about bongs. I think maybe we're past it already, but it was JasonSociety, dude. Tell me you know what a graphics bong is.
Oh my
I
god.
had
We
a
sell those at
graphics
my work.
bong. I had the graphics.
Oh, you
bong with
do?
the fucking,
Okay.
Like, jester, like little ceramic bottom
Yeah.
on it. I had one of those.
Yeah, with the big ceramic. They had the
The
bases
acrylic.
that were
Yep, the big
interchangeable and
ceramic
shit,
fucking
dude.
I had the
Yeah.
big ceramic jester
That was the
fucking
whole-
graphic space.
Yep, that's the OG shit right there. Now people do dabs and stuff, but back in the day, you had a dope ass graphics bong.
So a lot of
Graphics,
people come into my work
Zong
looking for
is
those.
out of Arizona, and we had Zong is still doing their shit, but back in the day, Zongs were known. You could fucking kick those bongs over and they wouldn't break, and
Yeah.
they truly wouldn't. I had them in smoke shops when I worked in smoke shops, and I would show people. I'd fucking knock them off the counter, and they'd be like, and they'd fucking like bounce, and they'd be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, because they're just sturdy ass bongs like that.
But that
But,
dude, watching that thing fall, because I've had somebody do that to me at a smoke shop, the PTSD you get from that, bro. Because like we've all broken a bong. Like we've done it. Like whether it be the whole thing or just like a stem or fuck. And it's just the worst fucking feeling ever. Like
Your heart
because
sinks.
you never, by the way, you never break it when you're done smoking, right? You never break it at the end. Like it's never like, oh, took my last hit. No, it's always in the middle. So you always want.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, what do I do? And then you start cycling through your head. Now, what are your options? You know.
Oh, dude. You know what always happens when I break one of my pieces? It's really fucked up, dude. Is that like I look at it and I'm like, holy fuck, how is there so much resin in this? And then I
Right.
throw it in like a plastic
Yeah.
baggie and I'm like, I swear I'll probably do something with this. I'll be out of weed or something will happen and I'll need this. And so I'm not shitting you, dude. I probably have like 12 or 13 fucking random fucking Ziploc bag
When
broken pipes with the shitload of fucking
hey,
resin in them, dude.
hey, listen, when
Yes,
the
I've done
when the
this.
revolution comes and we're in that like apocalypse phase, you know, the transitional phase,
Oh
like
yeah,
you
those
got
will make good weapons, dude.
We're gonna
Probably
you
use
fucking.
all
got
the
it.
resin we can get, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna be
Oh
smoking
yeah, you
something.
mean
Oh,
smoke
yeah.
it in the apocalypse? I was thinking, oh fuck, it's the apocalypse. I'm gonna have to defend myself.
I'm gonna throw these
So
bowl
I'm gonna
pieces.
fucking stab them
Hell
with
yeah.
my broken glass.
You
No,
don't need to
actually, you're
stab them
right.
if you
It
have
would be
some
more
resin for them to
likely.
smoke.
You're right. It would be more likely that
Really?
I'd smoke that shit. Yeah, it
Oh,
would get
as long as they
smoked
don't
way
shoot you
before.
and take your
I
resin.
fuck with US
Yeah.
tubes. US tubes is pretty cool.
Oh, dude. I hope the
The
apocalypse doesn't
last
happen
like
because,
good
like, we
piece I
joke
got
about
was
it.
a
That
high
would suck.
size. High size, I think, are nice.
The last what?
The last good tube I got was a high size.
I just
think
bought a
talking about-
piece.
You talking about a bong?
The hell are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah,
Okay.
tube, a bong. Was a high size. High size are fucking clean as fuck.
Never seen
I
or
used
heard
to
of it.
have JBDs. I had a Sweetwater. I had fucking all sorts of bongs. I worked at a head shop, so I had tons of shit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my high side out of any bong I ever favorite, and the day that thing broke, I fucking seriously like my gut hurt. Like I had a visceral reaction because that one was like,
Wow.
damn, that was the baby, you know, like.
Yeah.
But
This
yeah.
light is making me look like I have gray hair. Fucking weird. Anyways.
Blue hair.
Show us the light.
Can I just say that fireworks are fucking bullshit, dude? And if you're fucking lighting fireworks in your neighborhood, then like fuck you right now.
Yeah, frig off.
Hey,
You know
you
what,
shut up. It's America's
off.
birthday, okay? I will not have you
Yeah.
tread on me and my fireworks.
You know,
Heck
dude,
right
my
off.
dogs are fucking petrified right now. It happens every fucking
You
year.
know what?
And you
I'm
know,
gonna
it would be one thing, right? Like when I grew up as a kid, we were lighting fucking fireworks too. But like,
just
and
ban
it
'em.
is fun if you've ever done it. It is. It's a blast.
Fuck fireworks.
But-
Ban that shit.
Like, yeah, fucking the hell yeah. Get rid of those
Ban it.
motherfuckers. They're
Fucking
so
federal ban on
terrible.
fireworks.
They're so fucking
federal
terrible.
fuck on
If it was
fireworks.
maybe like if they did it on one day. Okay,
no,
maybe.
not even one day. They don't get that. Fuck them.
I mean, I feel you on that, yeah, because these motherfuckers do it for a month before the day, and then they do it for like a month after the fucking day, and then they do it when their fucking
Yeah.
sports team wins, and then when it's fucking New Year. It's fucking bullshit. All right.
Yeah,
It's
we in
stupid,
Arizona.
man.
I feel that shit. I feel that.
No,
shit.
we need to-
Everybody's
we need to
fucking
upgrade.
blasting out fireworks all the fucking time.
We need to upgrade. Like, China's way ahead of us on this. They're doing, like, drone shows now. Like, you know, those, like,
Yeah.
giant sky Like, that's where we
Yeah.
need to get.
Yeah,
Those,
That shit's
those are
great.
cooler shows anyway.
Yo,
You can get that shit
Maddie,
at Disneyland too.
Maddie was talking to me the other day about that. Like, even like if they were gonna do personal ones, they could do them better. You know, with like some fucking like instead
could
of
draw a
lighting shit
fucking
on the
dildo.
ground too, like shit that's electronic, and then like places where people are designated, like where you could go and do it, and it's not gonna fucking like petrify, like fucking like traumatize everybody's dogs and pets and fucking
Yeah.
the veterans that they fucking claim they're
You
celebrating
just
the
have to make
holiday
it
for
solely
and
a
shit.
veterans issue, and then you'll get people on board.
That's yep. You gotta fucking work that veterans angle, dude, and you can get people to fucking think
anything
about
done in this
not
country.
doing
True.
fireworks.
Frame it for
Yep.
veterans.
Yeah,
That's
for the
not.
vets.
That's so. If that were true, then there would be less homeless and like
Yeah.
armless veterans out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Just say.
yeah.
Fireworks
No.
is way easier than
I
taking
think
care
though,
of people.
when we're talking about like just talking to regular people, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
out on
Oh
the
yeah,
street.
yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like people, even right wingers, people who would consider themselves right wingers that you meet out on the street, if you bring the fireworks angle up to them in the context of like vets, they're always like, well, yeah, that's pretty fucked up,
Yeah.
huh? You know, you just tell them like, yo, that's pretty fucked up though, isn't it? That like you go to war and you have PTSD because you had to listen to bombs because you fought for this country, and people are like celebrating the country by blowing up bombs and traumatizing you. That's fucked up, isn't it? And people are like, well, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fucked,
so
dude.
in
Hey, this
Arizona,
guy's got a point.
they legalize fireworks, and we are one of the driest states in the country. Like, it's the stupidest thing they could
That's
have
so
ever
dumb,
fucking
dude.
done. Like, hey, you know what? We're one of the driest states in the country.
Yeah.
We're a fucking desert with a lot of
Fuck.
brush. So you know what? Let's go and see how much fucking ground we can burn by setting off a bunch of fireworks and see where they land. Come on, folks. Let's all get together. And you know what? We're gonna light fucking neighborhoods too. Isn't that
Well,
excellent?
how can you not expect that attitude? Like Arizona, New Mexico, and Nevada are basically humanity's like middle finger to God, because humans were not supposed to
Bro.
live there, and we just said like, fuck it,
Yeah.
we're gonna build like a Vegas and a fucking what's Phoenix and all
mean-
these fucking cities that should not exist. Like, this is not where people should settle. This is a desert.
If you believe all these like fucking what do you call them? These fucking assholes, scientists with all their information and facts and shit like that, then we might not even have water in like 40 fucking years or even less. Like in California,
Yeah, like
you guys
30
been reading
years.
some of these goddamn articles, dude? Every
I'm
other
talking
day,
about
I
5
see a
years,
new
bro.
article that's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yo, California's gonna run out of water, y'all. And
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
hey,
fuck.
we're fucked.
Nobody talks about it either. I'm like, how does this not make the news when people? You know how many people live in California? What happens when the water's fucking gone? They're
Well,
not
did
even
you see
calling it
that
the
shit?
drought
Did you see
anymore.
that
It's
shit
an
Who needs fucking water?
aridification.
Fuck water.
Did you see that shit about Utah? Like having people pray for water because they're so
Yeah.
fucking thirsty for
What?
water.
Be right
They're
back.
literally like, pray for us. We're gonna have we're gonna have
Jesus.
a state day of prayer for water. Like, you're gonna do a fucking rain dance, you appropriating fucks. You brought in too many people because you lied about how much rigs. It's all your own fucking fault. Your civic planning is dog shit, and you did it because you thought you could make more tax revenue by bringing in more industry and more housing where there was no fucking room for it. You fucking
Yeah.
idiots.
I thought we
And
were
now
talking
I
about
feel
water.
I feel like you got lucky right there,
Yeah, fuck
Jason,
Utah.
in that the most important thing you said in that whole
Fuck.
rant was the most clear right there at the end, dude. But it was cutting out, and
Yeah,
you
you
know
gotta
what
get
I
that
was
noise
thinking
gate
is
down a
that
little
when
bit,
you're
bud.
Yeah,
yelling,
you gotta turn your
Your
mic
noise gate's a
sensitivity up.
little high, bro.
yeah,
Turn
yeah,
it
the
down a little
noise
bit.
gate, yeah. You know what I was thinking though is that when you're yelling, it
Can't
kind
win a
of
debate with
works
that noise gate.
because yeah. When you're yelling, it kind of works though, because it was like I thought you were censoring
I'm trying to
yourself
get
when
this
you're
thing to work
fucking
better.
cussing. My bad, dude. I just want to hear what you're saying.
Listen,
How dare
all
you?
I love you.
all I know is don't fucking talk to me about this shit, okay? I live in Florida. I'm literally watching the beaches like slowly encroach on land. Like, it's like
You have the
in
opposite
my
problem.
lifetime, I have
That's
physically
crazy.
watched the beaches change like their distance.
Yeah.
Like they go all the way up to the fucking seawall now. It's fucking weird.
Fucking
Okay.
wild.
What if we just push all the water
Yeah,
from Florida
there we
over
go.
to California?
Sorry.
It's gonna be salt water. That's why.
We got a solution for that.
This is
Well, I
what
mean,
the
we got
sci-
plenty of salt water already in California. If that was a solution, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that
but
right
doesn't help
now
Florida.
But
we're
we
not
do
going to
have-
get that for like the same reason we don't do like get rid of fossil fuels, right? Because like, what is it called, desalination or whatever of salt water?
desalinization.
We could probably crack that nut and figure it out. I bet, or
Yeah.
it probably already
It's
has
figured
been.
out. There's
Yeah,
a
There's a lot of
facility
ocean.
in Carlsbad.
But like,
here
you
in
know,
California.
companies like, you know, good, honest, hardworking companies like Nestle and shit
Yeah.
like that, you know, they own the water and it's their
Arrowhead.
right to make money off of it, isn't it?
Well,
I mean,
well,
yeah,
that's the thing is
fuck
they
it.
got to wait until we're out of water, so then they can own the desalination plant, so then they can make money off of that later. It's a never-ending game of accumulation that ends with all of us dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Huntington
totally.
Water
Beach, also
debt.
here in California, just rejected a plan for a desalination plant.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, I think desalination plants. I have to look at what like the most recent models of them are. I think they've got some good ones out in Israel, but
Mostly the
I think the
slayers.
problem. I think the problem is the energy that it takes to actually
yeah.
desalt the water. Like I think that it's like really high cost. So there's a balance there. You have to like fix other things. Like I don't know, maybe switch to nuclear or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then put a
Ooh.
desalination plant at the nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what I was gonna say. Yeah, no, that's exactly what we should be doing. They might do that if they keep Diablo Canyon open in California, which is our last nuclear power plant.
Is that one of the old reactors?
I think it was built in the early 70s.
Yeah, so it's not the new safe one. The ones that people like are always attributing to like they're afraid of, like when they've actually made these like new models that are like super duper safe. Like there's like they should what the government really should be funding like upgrading all the old reactors.
True.
Yeah, if it stays open, they have to do some retrofits and some upgrades, but it's safe. They've done a lot of extensive studies on it, but it's not as safe as some of the newer designs. But that's a relative statement because nuclear is already very safe.
Mm-hmm. True.
Big facts.
These are
Agreed.
no one's gonna argue with reality here. I'm sorry, this isn't one of those panels.
I'm honestly happy to see that more people are talking about nuclear power just in general. I feel like over the last few years, it's actually been more of a viable thing. People don't look at you weird when you talk about it.
Well,
Yeah.
so when I grew up, it was a big thing because we had like the violence situation. We had a lot of stuff like that going on. So it took me a while to come around. I just remembered the bad shit that I saw. You know, that I fucking actually saw it, like our water supply and shit like that. I was like, this can't possibly be good. But then talking to people that know more about it and like learning how far it has come, I'm like, all right, I've come around, you know, like for sure. But yeah, it took that, you know.
No one blames you, but it's an interesting thing to look at because you have to think this is like the perfect like media storm, because how many people has nuclear energy actually harmed in comparison to the rate that like the carcinogen based like fossil fuels, for example, have harmed. Like if you look at the physical material harm, and I mean per volt, not even like, okay, we have so many. No, if you actually compare it like pound for pound, like the fossil fuels absolutely do way more damage, but because it's so visceral, because there's so much media around it, none of us ever think about that damage. We only think about the horrors of nuclear energy because it's been presented to us in such a way. It is more of that like manufacturer consent stuff, right?
The oil industry spends a lot of money on anti-nuclear.
True.
I'm gonna take
That's
a
so
moment
true,
real
man.
quick to just say we are far outside Stonercast. We've been outside Stonercast since about an hour and a half ago, but I'm letting this go because I'm enjoying the conversation. You guys.
Oh
just
shit,
rock
you cutting out,
Keep
brother.
Yeah,
going.
you're cutting out again.
It's been good conversation.
Yeah, hell yeah. I
We're
might
way
actually,
past Stonercast, but keep
Yeah.
on rocking.
I was
I'm
gonna
loving
say
Oh my
it.
I
God.
might run out soon. I'll probably raid into you though. It was good talking to everybody though.
Fuck yeah.
Good to meet you.
Hell yeah, it's good to meet you all too. I'll give everybody a follow.
Fuck yeah.
Based.
Don't follow me.
Let me.
You'll get blocked.
I don't fucking stream.
But yeah,
Just
I mean,
follow
if we
all these
look at,
other
like-
legends here.
If we look at like the difference between like even nuclear and wind and solar, it's around the same safety level, if not even a little safer,
Definitely.
Yeah.
depending on what studies you look at and which.
It really comes down to most of the perils in both nuclear and